So there are rumors that the next Final Fantasy may be able to read data for uh Crisis Core. Yeah, it'll like read save data from Crisis Core. No. I was about to say I'd be surprised. I'm surprised on this one. I was like, but they couldn't do that for the first. And I was like, okay, I guess. But like, they can read save data from Crisis Core. Oh. Well, the environments and everything. I was about to say they have to handcraft those environments and stuff. Though it should have been. I was about to say this game should be easier than the last. Because last they had to make up a lot of crap to get Midgard be an entire game in itself. But it's okay. You're gonna get your money's worth of time. Most of it's gonna go to chocobo breeding, racing. We know. No, you have to breed the perfect chocobo so you can win the race and get Cloud's goddamn sword. Okay.
Oh, hi, McNichols. Chocolate bow? Actually, I can't remember. Yep, I remember that.
So he's with the emus, who are undefeated in war. Remember, kids, Australia actually went to war with emus and actually lost. See you later, Cad. Have a good one.
Who were those people? I shall never know. And knowing is half the battle. The other half is violent. I seem to appear every now and then, it seems. Indeed. I'm not really sure why, or how, or what, or when, or if, or now. Okay. Let me get my tweet out here, chat. Sorry, I'm running behind. I tried to order my dinner, and I was a little bit late ordering it, but not this late. And essentially, it wait, was I saying something there? I feel like I was saying something, chat. Oh my god, what? Okay, thank you. Jesus. It's like, so part of the reason I kept losing my train of thought is I kept trying to copy paste something and it's like literally just not doing it. It was like making me like lose my mind. Megamine, thank you for the resub. Appreciate it. Okay. Go. Alrighty. Tweet is live. Do me a favor, chat. Go give it some love. The DMCA'd Pal World modder takes his revenge on Nintendo with a legally distinct Pocket Creatures mod featuring Yellow Rat, Firefox, and Saul Goodman. What? Oh my god, it's been forever. Who the hell song requested this? Sail away, sail away, sail away. I haven't heard this song in like well over a decade. Okay, now we've got today's artwork. Okay. Oh, yeah, so sorry, Chad. I was telling you guys the story about like my foob, and apologies because again, I have no idea how it happened, but basically they took friggin' forever to get me my food. I just ordered like some cheap hole in the wall Chinese place, and they're normally like really fast, but just not today apparently. Howdy doody. Here is today's artwork. Go give the artist some love. It's very beautiful. So, if you have friends who arrive late, tell them to speed up. That's right. The guy survived the infamous Nintendo assassins. I mean, I think it's pretty easy. You just have to comply with the cease and desist. The problem is, I think they could look at that and go like, well, you clearly are intending to rip this off. So he needs to be careful because even if it's legally distinct, they can probably still get him for copyright infringement at this point, saying that he already tried to do it the first time and that he essentially is ignoring the cease and desist. So I wouldn't tangle with that. I think he's ballsy and definitely it's funny, but like if that were me, I wouldn't do it. Hello, Faye. How's it going? I managed to pull Bazette, but got her to S1 to 6, S2. Oh, got her S1 to 6, S2 to 10, and her S3 to 6. Okay. Feel free to go even further. Bazette's she's someone that if you're not gonna like immediately 3-turn, you really want the cooldowns on her. But I mean, you could definitely make that case for like any unit, right? I just think that Bazette, out of all of them, like you might get back to another NP, for instance, before you get all your cooldowns back. But the issue with that is that if you fire off her NP before you get back to all the cooldowns, yeah, you're running that risk of them just like annihilating her because again, you have taunt basically, and that's going to be something that's really going to factor into your capability to fire off the NP, but also take damage. And so you need to have some sort of survival skill in order to just make sure you don't get beat to death half the time. Okay, let's go in here. Was that run should be fun with Danzo? Yeah, definitely an interesting one. How's it going? It's going all right. That art, indeed. Am I planning to 120 her? Not on my NA, unfortunately. My NA is all Saberface Grails. My JP actually has her Grailed to 100. I definitely like her. She was a unit that took me to pity. So I'm going to go ahead and make a bold but stupid assumption that I will not have it as bad this time around. Just because of that point. I did Santa Ultra dirty with that 10% charge instead of 30%. I was talking with people about this before. I think a lot of people forget just how strong Santa Ultra is. Like, even nowadays, her damage is still, like, at an amount at NP5, something that we could consider to be very good for all of our riders. So I'm not surprised that they didn't do that in the simple standpoint that they can always give her more later. But I will at least agree that, it's kind of dumb from the simple standpoint of we know that they're not really on top of buffing at the moment. Chat, I thought about it. I don't think I'm going to release that video talking about, like, hey, here's a video as to why I'm not going to release a video. And it kind of just points out how bad things have gotten with regards to upgrades. Because I just don't want to, like, increase the amount of negativity in the community more than there already is. So I think it's like, even though we recorded it, even though I talked about it on stream, I don't want to push it out to YouTube. So if people want to go see it, it's still there in my VOD. You guys can go check it out, but I'd rather not release it as if it's an actual video. Janta is strong, so she united all masters at one point. Yeah. I would go further beyond, but I need more gold caster gems ran out. Understandable. It's something to work on then at that point. At least you got a lotto coming back in March already, so. Well, I say March. Is it March or is it April? I don't remember the exact dates. I think it's April. Missed Gamba? Don't worry, we'll be starting here in a minute. But no, like I do find the buff good. I find it at least kind of helps facilitate things. But in retrospect, I had forgotten even that Santa Ultra had the 10% charge on the back end of her NP. So I am at least surprised they didn't give her 2 ranks of overcharge, as that would have given her at least a singular instance of 30% charge. And I think that would have helped out quite a bit. But it is what it is. The devs don't want to do certain things, so. I wish you NP5 Bazette in sub 900. That sounds great. I will be ecstatic if that happens. Okay, let's do it like that. I hope it's March if they don't accelerate faster. I don't want them to go faster with it. Let me actually see when it came out on JP. 2023 is a sad year for JP. Yeah, and I think I can conclusively say at this point that 2023 was the worst year of FGO. Like, it just... I know people will be like, oh, but Cat, I really like the units. Oh, but Cat, I really like the story. I don't care. By, like, the actual content metrics, it's the worst. Like, the devs did the least in 2023 across the board in various different, like, categories. And that's where, like, that's why I'm a little bit sad. I hope that, we're now in 2024. We've moved on. Let's hope they do better this year. I'm hopeful that they can, turn things around in that regard, because they can't keep going down the direction they were there. Can she 3-turn with some overcharge shenanigans? She could 3-turn already. It's just like, it kind of helps out in terms of like her stars and stuff like that. She can be used in like a multi-damage dealer setup. I think it gives her some more options without just giving her more charge, really. And they did give her 10%, but it's not enough to really matter in the grand scheme of things. Okay, so Tesla Fest is supposed to be March 16th. Oh, because we're already like ahead. I guess in a weird way, if it comes earlier for an A, that's technically good. I don't know, like, because at that point, it's not gonna be after my tax season deadlines. Chat, in a weird way, I hate to say it, but Tesla Fest might be my second worst lotto ever. And I know I've talked a lot about the challenge quest and everything in it. It is quite literally going to be an issue of I I am terrible at doing lottos in the middle of tax season because of how much work I have to be doing at work, right? Like I am constantly like forced to pay attention to everything I'm doing. And that's why tax season's so draining, but it's also a case of like I can't take my time, I can't multitask as much. Everybody's in and out of my room constantly. So there's nothing really that I can do in order to be able to play very much. So it just might be one of my historically worst lottos ever. The other really bad lotto that I had, ironically enough, was an April lotto for the original Da Vinci lotto run. I only did 45 boxes in that lotto, compared to where I normally am at, which is 500. So, and every other lotto on NA that I've done other than the Da Vinci lotto has either been 500 boxes or was the same equivalent because of the way the old system used to work with it needing to be 800 of a currency for each box. So either way, I still used to do a lot more boxes than the like 40, 45 that I did. What essentially am I going to use for Bazette? I don't know. I will say I don't hate the third ascension, but it's probably my least favorite. And I go back and forth between the first and the second. I think leaving her on random is perfectly fine. And I will say don't overlook the sexiness of a woman in a business suit. Bribe a kid in your family? Are you kidding me? You think I trust any of them with my account? Nor would they know what to do, honestly. The dress is a bit much. I think it's fine. If you want to see a dress that's a bit much, go look at John's. John's Grail Live outfit was pretty oof. Has effect sucked balls on JP. Yeah, there's a reason it never got reran. There's a reason that they completely changed what they were doing after Tesla Fest. It was not popular. I don't think anyone really liked it, other than obviously the challenge people. And like I said, the challenge people didn't like the lotto portion of it, and they never will. And I think that's something that the devs just did not understand at that time, that like those two types of gameplay are separately fun, but combined they are frustrating. And the devs want to keep them combined because it makes people less efficient. But the reality is it just kind of breeds animosity amongst the player base when they do it that way. Mine, they give it the 38 over 3 years now. Appreciate it, my man. Sleepy, they give it the 7 months. All right, chat, we're at 97, so we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Gonna do our rolls here. So again, I mentioned this the other day, but we're going to be going ahead and rolling for NP5 of Bazette. Don't pay attention to my courts. It doesn't matter. I will get it one way or the other. I have not even done my paid single earlier today because I had such a busy day. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. I really like Bazette. I really like her gameplay. I really like her character. And I think I think I want to have a little bit of fun with this character. So we're going to be going for all the way, basically. We're going to be going balls deep here. Chiro, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate it, my man. CQs could have at least dropped a good amount of lotto currency. Yeah, I mean, so we were just talking about Tesla Fest and how it's upcoming, and I was saying that I think a lot of people didn't like Tesla Fest because basically it was a combination of a lot of challenge quests with a lotto. I don't think people hate challenge quests necessarily, myself included. I love to do them, but I think naturally people have a tendency to want to farm, particularly for lotto events, because they're very much, you know, however much you put in is however much you get out. And so Not only that, but also the prior dev statements that Mr. Chu had made about them not putting challenge quests in a lotto again, and it really I think pissed some people off. So hopefully they don't ever do that again, and at least to this point on JP they never have. But 10 to 20 boxes worth of stuff. I mean, that would give you a reason more to do them, sure. But I will say that at the end of the day, the real problem is the amount of time you normally have to spend on them. Yeah, we got another red-haired Celtic woman there. Got her with 5 summon tickets? Nice. I hope to be so lucky. Like I said, she took me to pity on JP, so I am hoping that does not happen again. How many tickets right now? This is just starting, basically. I think it's only like 3 tickets or something. You'll know when it's 10 when I get the multi-spin, so. The Ishtar and Erish banner was last week. That's true. For the Ren fans, this is probably particularly annoying, because they already had to roll, so. I got lucky and I got 2 copies in a multiple. Congrats. Luckily, no Shufu to spook yet. Yep. But we still got some time, at least, before that, chat. We've got all of Valentine's Day here. You guys got the buddy system. Someone asked me the other day, by the way, if the support like position mattered for buddy system. The answer was, I wasn't sure, but I didn't think so. I was right. It doesn't, because the buddy points are awarded on your bonding screen, which only shows your 5 units. And so it does not matter where your support is. It basically will award you the points irregardless. It is just whoever's left most in the party. If they fine-tune some stuff, they could even make a farm event based on CQs to change the pace. Yeah, and I've said this before too, that like with regards to all the challenge quests coming in there at Tesla Fest, the issue is it's just way too many. It's like, if it was just one challenge quest, I think it'd be fine and no one would complain. But it's like, there's a record 31 different challenge quests in Tesla Fest. It's just way too damn many. It basically takes people days to get them all done. So, the butt buddy system for your waifus? I see. Santa Ryder new buff? Yes, we did get a new buff for Santa Ryder and for Janta. Obviously, I think both of them kind of needed it. Chat was mentioning before that they didn't feel like the Santa Ultra buff was that good. I at least expressed some reservation. I think it's a good buff, but obviously people wanted it to maybe be more, maybe be stronger. She already could 3-turn, so that wasn't really the issue. But I don't know, right? I could have sworn the number shown did change in the comp page. Nope. Okay, so there is my 10 slot. The Janta buff in particular was very strong, though. Like, I was looking at the numbers for that earlier. She's arguably stronger than Lalter now, which I think is, like, crazy, considering she also heals with her NP. Like, I'm okay with them giving Janta a buff, but, like, I think that the Janta buff's probably a little bit too strong. Granted, at the end of the day, again, everybody's competing against Melisson, so who cares? They should get Scotty an NP gain buff. Yeah, I mean, that conversation was going on earlier in the Discord, and I chose not to dive in there because there were some pretty wild statements getting made. The big one that I've always said is that, like, Scotty is a very good unit. Scotty's very restrictive in how her charge can work. And Scotty ultimately, at the end of the day, seems to be operating on a certain, like, break point for a lot of units with regards to the quick system. If they start adding in more stuff for that, I think it's going to change a lot of things for quick, as to, like, certain units will end up in a better spot, other units won't. And I think it'll get really weird for a bunch of them. But I'm down for it. I think that at this point they need to do something to help quick. Even if the devs don't think it, the entire community does, and that should kind of tell the devs that if the entire community thinks that Quick is in a weird spot right now, they probably need to do something. Have I gotten her yet? No. Just started. I'll be able to collect all the Salters. Yep. Yeah, I'm happy to at least have the opportunity finally to get Santa Altar on my JP. All right. Finally, our first CE. Or at least our first 4-star CE. I may have gotten the 3-star one and didn't pay attention, but... There's no permanent gold alter ego, correct? Yes, there is. Oh, wait, permanent gold. No, there's not. Sorry, I was thinking Evocation Festival and Welfare. The new Quick support is coming. Yeah, I mean, and that's what everyone tells themselves, right? I think Scotty could use party-wide charge each turn. And I've said this before, that the way that I think you do anything more with Scotty is that you make it something that is unique to Quick. So that like only people that have Quick MPs are going to be able to take advantage of it. Otherwise, if you do, I think it naturally will help out other card types as well. And then basically as they get stronger, so does Quick. And so Quick doesn't end up anywhere in a better spot, right? Why do story-locked men appear on White Day banners, but story-locked women don't appear on Valentine's banners? Wait, what do you mean? Story-locked women do appear on Valentine's banners. And I know, I've rolled them. I mean, like, I don't know if this particular one does. I didn't pay too close of attention. And it's been a hot second since I made the Valentine's guide, so I may be not remembering correctly for the current one, but at least in the past I have actually gotten spooked by them. They did before they aren't this time, yeah. I was gonna say, a lot of that's probably due to the pity change, then, if that's the case. Do you recommend rolling just for Valentine's witches? No. No, it's a good C, but Invul and Pure C are a dime a dozen, so there's, like, if you really need it, sure, but I'm gonna tell you, there are other ways you can get Invul and Pure Cs, and you're very likely to come across them. Speak of the devil, and they shall appear. What MP level are we on? 0. That Buster focus for Summer Scotty was a really missed chance. Yeah, and someone on Discord was saying that that they felt like it was a much better design choice because it focused on Buster cards. And I'm like, that's fine for damage. I don't think that helps out in the slightest bit, though, for the real issue that Quick units have, which isn't damage. Quick units have issue with refund. It's always been that way. It's never been about the damage for Quick units. Because, again, their NPs actually deal slightly more damage to help that out. Certainly there are points where we could point to their damage output and say, oh, it's less than like Buster and stuff. But a lot of that nowadays is like touching Black Grail and, the fact that Oberon has 50% Buster up in his kit. So even though he's really good as a support for like all card types, he helps Buster a little bit more. So, for Arongo, thank you for the follow. Maybe if you get extra stars, maybe if it goes to your MP. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say numerous things over the years. To me, I don't really care how they do it. There's numerous ways they could fix it, but I think they should. Do something at least. Is MP1 Bazette enough? Yes. You could do like vast majority of everything that she can do with just MP1. Obviously, more MP levels, more damage, but especially in Bazette's case, more MP levels isn't going to really result in more NP gain. Victor, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Chat, we're almost to 10,000 followers. Follow now. Be one of the first 10,000. Release a servant with 50% battery, 50% quick up, and 30% NP gain, and quick is fixed. Yeah, like, I would rather, whatever next quick... All right, we got her. Second I saw Alter Ego, I knew. Oh, there it is. Nice and easy. I'll turn the sound on so y'all can hear her voice line when she comes up. Got Bazette too? Yeah, that's a little bit easier than the pity she took me to last time. NA versus JP. I told you guys, I'm almost the exact opposite on the two servers. It's kind of funny. Something that gives me a hard time on JP usually doesn't on NA, and vice versa. No more pity? That's true. Now we're in the danger zone. Thank you, Katana. I would go for NP2 Bazette, but I'm saving my Sandquartz for King Protea. That's fine. And remember, too, guys, it's not like this is her only banner. You can obviously find other times to try and snag another copy. So just keep that in mind. Like, I know, like, I'm going for NP5. I want y'all to understand I'm going for NP5 because I like this character. I like this unit. You don't have to be me. In fact, you don't even have to roll her. Like, here's the thing, and I told you guys this before the event even began, that Bazette is a very tempting character. A lot of people didn't have her in their role plans. Then they see her getting used and they're like, damn, that's kind of fun. Or they like, man, I really like her design. Or they're like, yeah, I really did like her character in Hollow Ataraxia. And then they're like, fuck, I'm going to roll. And this is kind of what keeps happening to people, especially the more free-to-play minded people. Ooh, she did a really good job there. Even Mananan. Alrighty, so there you go. Yeah, I thought the VA actually did a really good job with the name pronunciation, especially, like, you know, Japanese sometimes have a hard time pronouncing, like, Western names and stuff, so she did a really good job with it. And definitely on point for the character. Mananana, yes. That shit's so hot, it is. You can't keep getting away with it. I'm gonna try. Would you make a vid or something explaining how Angry Mango works? No. and here's the reason why. It's not worth it. If there's any servant out there, like, it's kind of like him, Jekyll and Hyde, and a couple of the others where I'm just like, when they get a buff, maybe, but like, until that point, no. The only things you really need to understand about Angry Mango are that Angry Mango just is not capable of doing nearly enough damage. Like, the way his MP works, he's just super limited in how he can function. And I think that's fitting for his character, but like really stupid from a gameplay sense. Oh no. Okay. My heart stopped there because I saw another gold ruler coming out of that one. Also blue. How are the rolls? The rolls are doing pretty good so far. I don't know who's keeping track at this point, but I think we're, 90 courts in or something? Damn, I want more Estrella Spooks too. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have her NP5 on both servers, which, knowing my JP, that's actually incredibly lucky. And good God, Estrella just does a ton of damage. Of course, someone song requested Fraggle Rock. I got spooked by John today. Yep, it happened. I love John. I wish they would. I wish they would buff her again. She really needs it. Like, a lot of the times you can compare her somewhat to like a defensive version of Amakusa, and wow, let's go. All right, at least my Bazette is looking pretty good right now. I haven't even had to refill. Streamer luck? I'll take it. Like I said, pity sucked on JP, so The thing you guys got to understand about going to pity on my JP account is I don't like to spend money on my JP. NA is normally where I do, so like it's like pulling teeth if I go to pity on JP. Wallet saved? No. Wallet only saved if I get a triple here. Stop asking for better pity, become a streamer. That's true. We need more streamers. We need more content creators in the community. I think that's something I've talked about numerous times, that it's like over the years I've definitely seen some content creators come and go, but I mean a little bit it's on us at this point to keep this this game and its community alive, so sorry, I was misinformed. It's 150. Okay. Double-sided. Who's this gonna be? Look, chat. We got one of the Tamamo 9. It's Tamamo Aria. Adult form. The Cydia Opera Omnia content creators are going to need a new source of income. Wait, why? Are they closing it down? Actually, no, I feel like I did hear that. I remember because one of my buddies plays it. Need some cat copies to 120 her? Ooh, that's some ambition right there. Cat thirsty for Bazette? Hell yeah, I'd let her frag my McRimmets. I've cracked that joke like every time she's come up over the past 2 years, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Aria Global first. Okay, chat, let me go real quick here and load up. Shouldn't take me long. I'm already on the right account. As opposed to that period there, like before New Year's, where I had to keep switching back and forth. Yep, we're doing a ton of free quests right now. Emphasis on the word free. Okay, and now we did it at the speed of sound, and okay, I was getting a little bit worried there. So, chat, I did get a new capture card for anyone that was not there for that, and this one's worked flawlessly so far, so I'm happy with it. Another Valentine Witches. Which Ascension is your favorite? Probably for her second one. I go back and forth between the second and the first. I think they're both great. Like, I love having truly unique Ascensions. As Bob put it today when he was helping me choose an art piece for stream, why is it that there is so few artwork of Bazette and yet all of it is so damn good? I don't know. It just, I guess cultured people draw Bazette. That's the only explanation I can come to. Quality over quantity, exactly. Does LB7 fine now? No more black screen. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I haven't actually tested it with the new capture card. I should. That'll be curious because I also have a new phone sitting right next to me that I still haven't gotten working. I don't see a lot of Bazette Dojins for FGO. I don't see like that many FGO Dojins anymore, but I'm gonna be real with y'all and I'm gonna say that like I'm not like the Dojin connoisseur that I used to be. Like, and this is always fun in conversations whenever I get to talk to someone and they're like they try to out Dejin me. Like they're like, "Oh, Cad, you don't know," and I'm like, "Go on, try me." Those ones are always good. Winter Comiket peaked on FGO Dojins. Yeah, probably. Like I said, I'm definitely out of touch with that sphere of things at this point. But it doesn't mean that I wasn't there when the when the old magic was written. I know my wife who has two wholesome ones, like one or two I don't like. That's all I know. I mean, everyone always tells me that Lartrea has like all the horse ones, and I'm like, it's funny because whenever I go look, I don't see them. It's weird because like I just assume people are into that, and that's why they're seeing it. LB6 has saturated things. I see. Give me the best Dojin now. No. How have you been feeling on the anime you're watching this season? I'm liking it so far. I'm pleased with it. I don't have complaints really. All the animes that I'm watching are pretty good so far. Like I watched Dungeon Meshi today, and that one today's episode was probably the worst episode it's had, and the worst episode it's had was still good. So what am I watching this season? Oh, quite a bit. You don't want to eat some bug treasure? No, I'm good. I mean, Orange Maru, yes. But is Orange doing anything for FGO nowadays? I didn't think he was. Waiting for Freyrin. I'm behind on Freyrin. I need to catch back up. I go like through weird periods where I just don't feel like watching Freyrin because it's such a like melancholic anime. And then like there's times where I'll just binge it. So yeah, I've heard the Metallic Rouge is good. I haven't watched it yet. Tavern owner in the event looks like Morgan Freeman. Yes, that NPC always does. Saber. Ah, a saber indeed. A Lakshmi. Well, that's more coins for her, so I'm not going to get upset. A rare saber face for me. I need to go back to watching Black Clover. I stopped watching Black Clover at like 60 episodes in. Like I wasn't one of the people that was just like, Asta screams and then like refused to watch to like the second episode. But like somewhere down the line it like lost me. Rewatching Avatar with my friend. We're on book 2 now. Nice. Been really enjoying Seventh Time Loop. Okay, that's terrifying to me if there's 7 time loops in anything. Unless you're meaning like... Well, no, okay, I'm not sure what you're meaning in that regard. Lancer now. Parvat, okay. At least we're getting various units here. Actually, I don't remember if I have NP5 Parvati on my NA. Parvati was one of the ones that like screwed me originally, and I only got like 1 or 2 copies of her, despite rolling like well over 1,000 courts. I should though. I have anime ADD. I start watching something until I find something else and go, ooh, what's that? I don't normally do that, but there is a point where if I feel like the show isn't keeping my attention too much and it's becoming more of a like, I'm watching it just to watch it, then I drop it usually. Like Chad, I'm someone that's watched like over 1,000 anime at this point. I'm good, right? Like in that regard, if a show is just not like up my alley, I can just drop it. And it's no skin off my back. People get angry at me if I talk about it, so I just don't talk about it. But Seat and I would hurt today, wouldn't she? She would, but she's story locked, thank God. So I'm good. But are you watching the Cultured Hokkaido Girl anime? No, but I have heard that one's also good. I admittedly, chat, have a little bit of a time issue right now, so that is also part of the reason that my watching is a little bit more restrictive. Yes, I have watched over 1,000 anime. I also need to watch the new Kenshin. Oh, Rurouni Kenshin? I watched like first couple episodes of that. I haven't kept watching it though. I've seen the original, so Tales of Wedding Rings, yeah. I'm not watching that one either. Not like it's your busiest time or anything. Yeah, I keep saying this, and I hope you guys please understand it. That some days my streams are late. Some days I will probably cancel on y'all. It's just a thing. This is what happens when my real life actually does interfere with my streaming. Because people are like, "Wow, Kat, I can't believe you're so consistent. I can't believe you stream like every day." And I'm like, "I do. There are times that I can't though, and this is one of those times." I guess I just do a better job of hiding it than most other people do. I have two. I love the original Kenshin. Yeah. Yeah, I also watched the live action, which is really good. Real life, the heck is that? I mean, listen, real life do be getting me in trouble from time to time. I knew it. I knew it was Bob that song requested this. I got spooked by Mordred? Hey, at least Mordred we know gets a lot better in the future. Radius or Radius. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. You have a real life? No way. Yeah, I compartmentalize everything I do. So it is very easy for me to just like completely flip a switch and move on to the next thing. I mean, Arch, I've talked about this before. You're more than welcome to feel that way, right? But I think there's a point where we have to separate the work from the artist, because like if we don't, we're just gonna end up hating everything in the end. And like, I guess it doesn't mean that you like condone it or anything like that. It's just like I'm so sick and tired of like not being able to enjoy shows and books and movies and stuff because some terrible person somewhere did something terrible. And it's like I wanna enjoy my life. I'm sorry. I always respect how much you stream, given also doing real life things. Yeah, and like I said, I've had a lot of like thinking about that, in particular over like the past year here, especially. And it's just like I've got to find a better balance for myself, because like I'm not getting any younger, chat. Got to separate the media from its creator. Yeah. It's also not the dark web stuff people said earlier. Yeah. I got spooked by Tamamo, Mordred, and Europa before I got Bazette, but at least you got Bazette. And so at that point, the way to think about it, Z, is you had a great haul. You got a ton of stuff. Unless you had like NP5 of all that before. First, we get you that big-breasted blonde waifu who can help you both IRL and with your streams. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, we've got to complete the Tinder training arc in Infinite Wealth. For those of you guys that didn't see, chat made a couple of clips of what happened, and it was hilarious. There's even an FGO reference in it, which didn't turn out well. Yeah, but not due to my fault. Like I aced it. It's not my fault that Ichiban screwed himself. Any luck so far? Pretty good luck, actually. What was the FGO reference? You'll have to watch the clip to see. I don't want to spoil it. I rolled 3 times because I'm saving. Yeah. And like I said, if you guys need to save, feel free to save. Bazette will come back. You'll get another opportunity, and you absolutely do not have to have her. She's a very fun unit to use, and I think that matters at least. But like, again, for some people it may not matter as much, or for other people, like you may just decide, well, I don't need it, and therefore I'm gonna, hold on and try to save for the units I do want. I laughed so hard. It was great. I loved it. Okay. So I should have enough. Oh, really? Come on, man. I am one quartz fragment. No. Okay, time for some more free quests. No missions? I don't know, I may. But it's okay. It's not like we're sitting at MP4 right now, right? Granted, I haven't had a double in a long time, so like who the heck knows? Rolls the one who withstood pain. Nice foreshadowing of what was to come. Please don't curse me. We're at 3 already? No, we're at 2. Cad going for NP5 Bazette, wasn't expecting that. Oh yeah, I talked about it. I've been talking about it. You're getting greedy? Yeah, 100%. Thank you, Bodegon. Appreciate it. Wait, what's your catalyst? Don't worry about it, chat. Wait, so we can choose music? Yes, you can. Catalyst is money. Money is power. No, I mean, like, the closest thing I could say is I'm, Celtic in origin. But outside of that, I don't really necessarily have a actual catalyst myself. Although I do have a copy of Hollow Ataraxia on my computer that I've never played. But chat doesn't need to know about that. Kaido, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I did like early in the event where she basically said her class is boxer. I think I have some Irish ancestry. I see. Play it, Cad. Honestly, I know we have some like newer visual novels coming out, but like that was my intention, was to play Hollow Ataraxia, because it's like I said, I basically knew everything that happened in the visual novel for Stay Night, and so it basically boiled down to I didn't know everything about Hollow Ataraxia. And I got to the point where I was like getting ready to play it. I had it booted up and everything, and I forget what, but something got in the way of me actually like sitting down to play it. The smile from Carta, there's more of them, yeah. Has Hollow gotten an English release? No. I think the easy thing to assume is that nothing has, right? Like when it comes to Type Moon, assume nothing has gotten it. Bob, thank you for the 57, almost to the big 6-0. And okay, thank you for the gift to Pokey. Appreciate it. Every Bazette, Karen, and Angracine was 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah. I saw today that Mihoyo was one of Steam's top 20 releases of December. I Chat, as awesome as it is to like point out stuff like that, here's the thing I'm gonna say: top 20 is actually not that high. The thing is, we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to normal video game releases. These are visual novels, right? And at the end of the day, if they're even remotely successful, it's a win. I think this is what I was talking about earlier. Is like if you guys want them to keep doing stuff like this, then you have to support it, right? And we've seen now that people have supported Mihoyo. People absolutely wanted Tsukihime. People basically have been gobbling up the Type Moon stuff that has been getting localized. And I think that's why you see them doing a multilingual release of the remaster. And I think it's great, right? Like if we hadn't actually supported the prior stuff, people wouldn't have actually like felt the need to do it. So it's a good thing. Lemonade, thank you for the 24. Jack, can we get some love for his 2-year anniversary? FGO most successful visual novel? Exactly. Wait, is this reverse psychology? No, not at all. Does Karen act in ataraxia like she does in FGO? I think it's similar. And again, I haven't played ataraxia, but like the thing that you can tell here is there's a lot of allusions to like Amor and like kind of that side of things influencing her decisions. So I think she has some mannerisms, but she's a lot more, I think, like positive and upbeat. Yeah, way more jokey. But it also could just be like Nasu wrote both the original version of Karen and the Karen that came to FGO. He wrote her Valentine's event when she came out. So I think at the end of the day, it could also just be that Nasu has like progressed onward with the character somewhat and wants her to be happier, so to speak. But it's like how Fire Emblem was at first. JP didn't think Fire Emblem would sell well enough in the West. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but in a weird way, like maybe that actually helped it, right? So like we can all look at that and be like, those idiots, of course it would have sold well. I love it. But I think part of the reason that people get into some of these IPs is that they're not available. Like they're this rare exclusive thing and that makes them curious and they go to check it out and then they learn to love it. And then later, after it's already successful, that it gets a release. Whereas if they just like, carpet bombed it and just like threw it out everywhere they could right out of the gate, it might not have been nearly as successful. Or to be happier given her father. Yeah. All my Bazette lore comes from Prisma Ilia. I'm okay with this. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh my god, chat, why are you blasting me from the past here? Bewitched? Oh my god. Technically Wing best support for Scotty, or best support for Bazette besides Scotty. Bazette's gonna want people that can actually give her like hard defense. That sort of thing is really gonna help her out. She obviously needs to be able to get back to her NP, but you're really gonna want people that you think you can. That's okay, Gallon. Like I said, you'll still have plenty of time. This is a long event. If it was near Ilya and the other one, I would want to as well. Wait, what? Catalyst call her name in Irish, in the Irish accent. Mananan McClear. More my Scottish accent, but I think Irish I have to go a little bit sing-songier and higher pitched. So it'd be more like Mananan McClear. Hera's gonna come out of the woodwork with a steel chair right about now. But that does have her badass moments in Prisma, so it's all good. Yeah, I mean, like, I've always heard that Prisma at least has, like, good fight scenes and stuff, so. The sigh of yours only makes it better. Thanks, Cat. No problem. Back to Game Press, guys. Go for it. Got here. How's the rolls been? We're calmed down now, I'd say. But we started off with a bang. I think Bazette would love a more defensive quick support. Yep. I've told you guys before, like, obviously Scotty has an NP that can help units survive, but she doesn't really have the way to get to it. So to me, what Quick really needs in a new support is Quick needs sustain. It needs somebody that can break up charge, someone that can protect the party, someone that can keep it going down the stretch. And I think if Quick gets that, Quick will be in a lot better position. Quick Merlin. I mean, it doesn't even have to be necessarily Quick Merlin. It just needs some measure of, hey, I keep the party alive, I keep the party going. That's a bunch of Kios. Chat, if you don't make eye contact, she won't notice you. That's right, they could have tossed. They're working on another project? Wait, for what now? Oh, you hope they animate the fights in the Prisma manga? I thought Prisma was done at this point. It's fine, Kyo, his daughter, with some odd tick. Listen, all I'm saying is it's like never make eye contact with the stalker. Mangaka's on hiatus. Okay. Prisma manga has been on a Hunter x Hunter level of hiatus. I don't know. That's a bold claim. Hunter x Hunter is quite the hiatus. I feel like y'all got some content out of Prisma in the last like decade. It's like a few chapters every year or two. Yeah, I mean, I know people complain about that with like Redline and stuff like that. Also, we don't have anything out of oh, what is it? Chat, what's Board Game Apocalypse? And I'm just not remembering the name of the series all of a sudden. Requiem. Yeah, we haven't got anything out of Requiem in a long time. Oh, look, chat. 2 Kios again. Pokey, thank you for the gift sub. Appreciate it. Also waiting on Last Einherjar. Yeah. I know Trubs has been really enjoying that one. Speak not to me of hiatus, for I was there when Guts was still on the boat. Oh. That art, though? Mm-hmm. So Bob, you didn't want a song request. The internet found her and destroyed her. It was an interesting story, so I listened to it. Anyways, no Bazette. So now we farm again. How are the rolls going? They're calming down now. But they definitely started out good. Okay. Dang Cad, can you farm for me too? No. It's my super secret farming location. No steal. Bond farming game is on point. Yeah, y'all haven't even begun to bond farm. Is it worth rolling for Nito Alter on JP? Yes, because she's hot. like in a weird way, I could obviously give you reasons not to roll for her, right? Like, for instance, the fact that she's like neutral compared to like Nito Chris herself, where you might have that advantage of her also being a caster at times. It is what it is. There's reasons to roll for her, reasons not, and I think at the end of the day, if you want her, go for her. Would like to roll if we get a banner in Valentine's. Yeah, I think you probably will. Which goddess statue would you want to be spooked by more? Which goddess statue would you want to be spooked by more? Wait, I'm confused. What do you mean by goddess statue? You'll have to forgive me. My day has been long at work and my brain no function. So if you're referencing something, I think my mind is just dead. Oh, Galatea or Janako? I'd rather have Galatea. You know, Alter could be my third AoE Arts Avenger. Yo, let's go. And second round 90 plus is basically an easy free to play comp. Yep, and the reason why for that, Panda, is because everybody did the 90 plus on the second round instead of the plus. Or sorry, wait. No, everyone did the 90. We didn't have 90 plus plus by then. So everyone did the 90 instead of the 90 plus. At least I think. Wait. No. Hold on. I think I'm confusing this with the Morgan Fest middle node. I don't know. My brain is getting more tired. Matt, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Any 5-star spooks? No, not yet. Hopefully none. Chat, look, we got Bazette. Let's go. We got another copy. I should have known that was going to happen. Fuck that CE, yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful CE, but yeah, it's like, it's not a replacement for actually getting the unit. I was happy for you, then looked at the screen. I was definitely being sarcastic. How many so far? We've gotten of that CE. I don't know, but we've gotten 2 copies of Bazette so far. We've been very lucky so far, but it's beginning to equalize. Cad sad, maybe. Sad Cad had bad day. Ah, please be the right class. There we go. I'll take it. So now they're not equal anymore. Now we're back to Luxac. Although that's been 2 rainbows, which is like, God, I feel like I never get rainbows. So this is definitely nice to see. Cat happy? Definitely happy. What's the count? That's NP3 now. I think Fuumoka was the catalyst, indeed. Chat, more catalyst. Fox, thank you for the 41. Good luck with the remaining copies. I appreciate it. And again, I hope everybody else had good luck with the rolls. I didn't say that at the beginning of stream as I normally do, but I hope y'all got your own luck sacks. I know not everyone did. My condolences to those who didn't. Cad pumping in that dopamine he needs during tax season. You're damn right. Must have been Sparks or just surprise gold card. Yeah, normally I don't get a lot of rainbow rolls, and usually chat knows when I get a lot of rainbow rolls, usually it's a bad thing. I've spent a grand total of 0 Saint Courts for a grand total of 0 Bazettes. Oh damn, that's wild. That's precisely on average. You got the expected outcome, Strum. Gotta roll before CAD does, indeed. Yes, the wrong bow has happened a few too many times. I did tee good. Tell Mananan that she knows what she wants, that she wants this Banananan. I see. I think Ash wants the Banananan. But no, it's work's been really rough. Like it's been quite a bit of just people mishandling stuff, like everything that can go wrong possibly going wrong at work. So it's like we finally got through the first hurdle, but it's like this was just like the first like 2 weeks of extended hours and it was already this bad. So like I'm just hoping it calms down from here, but I don't think it will. Work has been hell on earth. It has. I get the feeling this is going to be bad at least through like March for me. I got wrong boat on Draco's banner and got Osaka Bahime. Quit playing JP for 1 month. I'm always going to say this. The worst thing you can do is quit playing in that regard. Like, if you're going to quit. Right? Like, because at that point, it's just sort of like, it's better to have not quit if you're going to just come back, right? Like, that's what I always try to tell people is like, it's better to just keep going and you'll eventually, what is with these streaky rolls here? And that way, like you won't at least go like, oh crap, right? Like I could have been playing, I could have been getting more courts, I could have been like progressing stuff. But I also get that like people get like super, dejected because of stuff like that. They get really pissed off. And it happens, right? Like the only thing I can say is again, this is just kind of something that does happen if we don't like have enough saved up and stuff like that. And that's why I encourage so many people to try to save towards pity, especially for the units they want, right? Like I think it gets difficult with like impulse spending and stuff like that because you just never end up having enough. And it's the best way I know of how to help people cope. But the other way that I can point out, chat too, is that like if you ever don't get the unit that you want somehow for some reason, just remember that that unit will probably have another banner, right? Like Draco obviously is one of those rare exceptions that hasn't had another banner yet. But, we were talking about how a bunch of people probably voted for Draco's event to be the rerun during the JP voting there just so that they could get another banner. And I said, honestly, I didn't feel like actually voting for it because I think the devs will bring it back regardless. Like the one thing I can always rely on is like their greed in that regard, that like there's no way they're gonna like spend all this time and effort to create a unit and only put them on a banner one time. They're gonna bring them back, right? Like just because they know they will get a ton of money. So it may be a while before they come back, but they will come back. And the only thing that you're going to hurt basically by like quitting temporarily even is just your odds of getting the unit on the return. I hope we find out what won the rerun poll during the next JP live stream. I hope we do too. It's not till I was talking to Trubs. It's not till like mid-Feb. Like we still got like a week or two at least until the stream, I think. Tell that to Mash. She didn't even get a single banner in the game's history. You're right. She didn't. She also is in every single account in the game's history. So there's that, chat. I should have waited for your stream to roll. After disastrous rolling session this morning, seeing Bazette appear on your stream, I got her after one more 10 roll. A lot of the time people say that my roll brings them or my stream brings them luck. I assume it is anecdotal and confirmation bias, but if it makes people feel better and makes them like more confident that they're going to get the unit that they want and they actually do get it, more power to them, right? Like if I can help out even in making people feel better about the entire process, then good. The actual catalyst, yes. I need to make a catalyst emote, but I have no idea what the emote would actually be. Like, it obviously it'd be a great idea, but like, I cannot think of what like the actual picture for the emote would be. A catalyst? Yeah, a catalyst. Your face in a circle? Wouldn't it need to be like a salt circle or something though? Like it'd have to be like a summoning rune or something. My dog? Aurelia spitting and the rainbow sparks going around her in a gif. That would be hilarious. I'm not sure how we'd be able to like manage that though. But I can talk to my emote artist and see if I can make something work. Make an animated emote for the summoning circle with chocolate boob drizzle. I don't think that's safe for Twitch. What? Damn it, Cad, you're really good luck. I just got Bazette. Nice. Catface and Monka spin. Yeah, honestly. Have Aurelia do the loop emote? I could. I could probably record that one myself. Aurelia does have like fully 3D articulated fingers. It was one of the things that I like got onto the modeler about originally was I was like, no, I want the fingers to be their own thing and not it just be like a brick hand. And I was like getting really upset when that was the case. Oh, one of the mods didn't like AFK's comment. So I'm saving for summer 8. I'm living through CAD and summons till then. Yep. 3-year Draco hiatus coming. I don't think it'll be that way. Didn't even want her since I dislike her in P. Now I will have to level her. What do you mean you dislike her in P? You don't want to get Fraggle rocked? A piece of toast with a bite mark out of it? Ooh, interesting. When she's in Fortnite, she can. Yeah, but doesn't she gotta like hit the gritty, then like pull out an AK-47 and pop someone? Like kind of like that one clip of Naruto and Sasuke doing it. Where like one of them sitting there, I think, doing the gritty, and the other one does like the hand weaving signs. You hit it after you kill them? Oh, okay. I thought it was just like when they're downed and you haven't finished them off yet. AK no jutsu, yeah. that look, I'm not a big Fortnite fan, but that clip is freaking hilarious. Huge tracts of land that have rainbow sparkles. Vast tracts of land, aye. 'Tis why I'm here, chat. I might be out of chakra, but I'm not out of options. I'm not out of bullets. But that's all the ideas we can come up with. Chat, are there any other ideas for an emote of my face that you would want? Because we have a ton of Aurelia and Doggo emotes, but we actually have like next to none of my face. And I guess I've been told that I technically need to start doing more of me. Bald CAD emote win? I could probably do like a CAD old. It's just gonna make me feel old though. Oh, hold on, it like messed up doing the purchase here. Sorry, the farming here. Where's the CAD cult one? Is CAD W not enough? I listen, it's just what I've been told by other people because they're like, oh, if you're gonna become a VTuber, you gotta like start branding you. And I was like, you're not wrong, but like CAD is going in on Bazette, yep. And like I said, chat, I think a lot of people, especially if you guys are newer to the channel, they don't like people don't realize that I am a whale. Or they don't realize that I'm like as big of a whale as I am. I don't own every unit in the game. I don't have NP5 every unit, but I have several NP5s, and I do have the vast majority of units in the game. There's only a handful that I don't have. So it's like, I definitely go in when I want to. I don't know, like, obviously I've been playing the game for years at this point, so I have most of the units I want. So it's usually only when like new units come around that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna roll. Looks like FGO NA is not even in the top 20, but that's to be expected. Yeah, I don't think you'd ever really see NA peak too much. Maybe like during anniversary and stuff, but that's, you know, again, going to be also when other gacha games are. Like basically in the summer months is when every gacha game goes up. Well, every gacha game that has summer units. Ah. Do we have an emote of you wearing the faux hat? I don't believe so. Surprise Pikachu face cat edition. I mean, we do have like Cat D, but Cat D is Aurelia. Oh, speaking of a cultured individual that you know, quantity over quality has drawn Bazette. Or sorry, quality over quantity. I said that backwards. There's Mr. Pahathon VT. Silverhand. Oh, you're saying I need to do like the like rock out? I shouted them and Creamy earlier. Wait, shouted what? Oh, there you go. Thank you for the link, Bob. Maybe a saber-faced whale can be the catalyst. A saber-faced whale. So what? You mean like you mean like a whale with like actually like Saber's face? Or like a mask of Saber strapped to the front of it? Got enough Kyo coins? Apparently not. Whoa, living on a prayer. I feel like I would rather just go for one Summer Servant this year. Look, it's going to be difficult. We got 3 units that are coming up that people all want to roll for. People are going to have to make some, and I say 3, technically 4, because you've got Arcuid like right before that. So like, people are going to have to make some hard choices. I don't know what to tell you. It's just going to be roll for whatever you think suits your account best. Is there a Cadcopium emote? Yes, there is Cadcopium. It's just Aurelia. Chat, most of my emotes are Aurelia or the Doges. I've made very few of myself. Because in a weird way, like, I don't know, I never make myself the focus of anything. I don't know why, but I just don't. I intend to pity him. Do it. Every Aurelia one needs a CAD version. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So I need to do like a mirrored version, but it's CAD. So like when CAD D that we currently have, which is Aurelia, is like facing rightward, then I need a CAD D that is facing leftward, but it's me. Went here from YouTube and realized there was music. Yes, there's music. That's why I was like, if anyone was curious on YouTube side of things, that's why I was silent earlier. Is because something came on the like song request that I was like, what the hell is this? And I was just listening to it. Disinterested in Summer Ibuki personally. I know it's really hilarious, chat, but I get to now like say, because I know there's been a ton of people now since the Musashi buff saying, well, I don't know that I'm going to roll for Summer Ibuki. And I get to at least say, I was telling people that before like the Musashi buff, that none of you had to roll Summer Ibuki. None of you and also on the flip side, the Musashi buff does not change anything either. Like, you don't have to not roll her now suddenly because Musashi got a buff. Like, roll her if you want her, don't roll her if you don't. It's that simple. Still rolling Summer Ibuki is smoking hot. Exactly. Like I said, if you want her, go for her. Did Summer Musashi get 50% charge? No. X unit got buffed, so I'm not going to roll Y. Ooh, one who wishes for salvation. Look, chat, a Shiro face. But Cad Calamity Jane is getting lonely on the sideline. She needs another cheerleader friend. And that's fine, right? Like, and the whole point that I always try to do is I try to like break you guys out of the like circle jerk of the community so that you guys can think for yourselves, so that you guys can make your own decisions informed as well, right? Like, and that's kind of my big shtick with everybody is like, look, the big things that you guys need are the meta supports. The meta supports are what open up all the doors for you. What you roll for after that is completely your prerogative, and it's up to you. Like, if everybody's circle jerking saying, oh, this unit is so good, I have to have this unit, I want you to understand you do not have to have that unit. Like, there is no unit in FGO that you have to have. And the closest thing that we have to that are the meta supports. Outside of them, it's hard to even make the case that you have to have a unit. And I say this because, like, chat, I'll use an example for you here. If you think you have to have Summer Ibuki, I have played the entirety of my time on JP without her over these past 2 years. I have never regretted not having her, right? Like, there's never been this point where it's like, oh man, if I just had Summer Ibuki, this would have been so easy, and now I'm screwed. No, there is always another solution to the issue. Certainly there's going to be things that Summer Ibuki is going to make easy. There's going to be things that like Arcuid makes easy. There's going to be things that various other units coming out will make easy. That's one, because the devs sort of design content for them and try to like hype them, and two, because there's just naturally niches that fall into their categories that, you know, they just trivialize. Okay. But usually there's some overlap. There's somebody else that can do it. There's somebody that is either as good or, again, maybe is far less popular and less people have. But if you're one of those people that manages to have them, you can get away with it as well. So, like, it's kind of interesting to see how people treat things over time. I saw people saying, like, oh, that's meta commentary back and forth. And, like, that's kind of the problem with pursuing the meta constantly. And I'm like, yes, I agree with that, right? Like, the whole point to FGO and the whole point to any game in that regard is you should first and foremost be having fun. What people find fun is going to be different to each person. I'm somebody that, like, I like collecting and enhancing the waifus. I like playing the game in its strategy mode and everything like that. I like farming in the game. Farming to me is a ton of the content, so that's kind of what I tailor a lot of my account to. But certainly other people may just, like, not give a shit about farming. They may just be a, complete challenge, like, maniac or something like that, and they don't like farming at all. That's gonna, make them make different different decisions than somebody who's completely farming focused on the flip side would, right? And that's usually what I try to do. Is I try to, whenever I'm, like, going over a unit with you guys, talk about what I think the unit is good at, talk about what I don't think the unit is good at, give you guys an idea of, hey, here's the strengths and weaknesses of the unit, and then, like, if they have weaknesses, here's how I would deal with them. Here's how I think they can be best used, right? That way you guys make the decision for yourself. I usually don't tell you, roll this unit, you must roll this unit. I'm not that content creator that sits there and goes, like, yeah, here are the units you must roll this year. Instead, you guys have seen it with banner review. I just make the case for everything, right? I see so many people not level Mash for some reason, but she becomes so good later. I think a lot of that is and again, I'm going to call it a circle jerk. It's the circle jerk over, like, oh, well, her new form for Lost Belt isn't good. And I'm like, I mean, I've used it very effectively multiple times, so there's points where you just kind of have to. It's knee deep in the 90++ meta, where Summer Ibuki doesn't really move the needle. Yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely some things that Summer Ibuki can do quite well in 90++, but I've talked about 90++ ad nauseum at this point, and how, like, you guys should try to think about and approach it, so. I just really hope there are monuments and lotteries. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that want him to come back. Kyo, oh my god. By hook or crook. Oh boy, I just saw some banner in the files. Oh, please no, Avalon. Who are the best servants to go with Bazette? I mean, Scotty's going to really help the enhancement side of things and helping her hit a lot harder. But like I said, trying to get some good meta supports with her that can set her up and basically allow her to, to stay alive is naturally going to be good for her. So I actually like pairing Castoria with her. She gives the party-wide charge, which can be useful in case you get into a bad situation. She gives the NP gain up, which, as we know, helps quick units. And then she also has an arts up, which is not as ideal, but it also has that one turn of hard defense in it, the invuln, that can be, like, absolutely a lifesaver for her at times. You could also do units like Reigns. You can do, as chat pointed out, obviously, like Waver and stuff like that, or maybe even Merlin. You can even end up doing, as someone else pointed out, like Donzo. Donzo's got a targetable dodge and invuln for one turn each. So it's like, there's various different things. The key for Bazette, though, is you're going to want to make sure that she's getting to those NPs over and over again as fast as she can, just so that she can kind of keep everybody locked down. I see that Cat is a cultured slow roll enjoyer. I am. I've pointed this out before. I know, like, a lot of people always try to get the content creators to basically to, like, skip and stuff like that, but well, it's content, chat, so why would I skip? I don't know. I know a lot of people get, like, really anxious watching, like, slow rolls, and they have to skip. I'm not gonna judge people like that. I'm just not someone that does. Like, I don't feel anxiety over my rolls most of the time. Okay, that's another pack, so let's go. Babon Sith gives the party invincibility and dodge, so there's potential there. Yep. Yeah, there's any number of options that you can do. Rider. Ooh, Nikitich. I'll take that. I do not have NP5 of her yet. At least, well, No, maybe I do. I know I rolled for MP2 Taigong Wang. I just don't remember if I got MP5 of her. I think I had MP4. I don't know. I'll have to check. The chats to be get out of you with the slow rolls with the whole extra level of content, so it adds to the experience. Yeah, I love talking shop. I love talking FGO, and I think like the only issues that I ever have with talking FGO are when like the community's being really negative and just asking constantly negative questions because like we basically have like had something disappointing happen or something like that, and it's like I don't mind giving my 2 cents on it, but it's like after I say my piece, I don't want to keep repeating it over and over again. And it's usually not an issue because like I'm fine with repeating things in a given stream. I usually don't like to keep like hitting the same topic over and over again day after day because that gets like really depressing and like negative, and I just don't like it. It's just, to me, it's one of the problems that the community faces. I only get to roll a few times a year, so I like to watch it. Yep. I've told you guys before, like, if you have to, live vicariously through my rolls. If you put burn or curse on Bazette cards, will it tick break bars? No. I spent 490 saying courts on Bazette. Is it worth buying 2 big packs to pity for her? I can't answer that question. Only you can. How much is your money worth to you? Right? Like, and I'm gonna say this, like, if you have to ask that question, the answer is probably no. Right? Like, if you're having trepidations over trying to acquire a unit and you don't want to have to spend the money on her, but you really want her, but you don't want to have to spend the money on her, don't spend the money on her. You will always have another shot. Is Vitra good? I got spooked. Yeah, she could be really nice. She's anti-divine as a AoE lancer, which we have like Karna and stuff for that, but she's a looper, so you get a little bit more fluidity with her. I wonder if it'd be a part-time job I can go to earn gacha money. Yep. Yeah, you too can farm free quests during every waking hour of the day. There's this new concept called work. It sucks. That girl loves to spook me and JP. Yeah. That's just a terrible influence. No, I mean, like, and I've said this before too. It's just I think it's natural that some of these things happen, that some of these things are negative. And like I said, I've had people accuse me of being too negative on the game. Usually I try to be constructive with criticisms. I try to say, like, here's what the problem is, here's how I think they can fix it. Whether or not they ever listen to me, I'm sure they don't. I mean, like, I do think at least the localization staff knows who I am and has at some point, some of them must have like watched some of my content, but whether or not I think they actually like care or regularly listen, I don't know. And nor do I think it matters because I don't think the NA localization staff has like a huge amount of like leeway or control in anything. So work has debuffs. Yes, work has this nasty debuff called curse. And also NP drain. They still spy the stream though. I think they do too, Ein. But it's like, and I just want to say again, if there ever is anyone out there lurking, just in a broad statement, it's like I don't hate the localization staff. I don't hate the devs of FGO by any stretch of the imagination. I obviously have my criticisms, but it's like I understand they're just doing their job, and like shit happens, and a lot of the time it's out of their control. So. Like, I realize devs are people too, and I think a lot of people lose sight of that a lot of the time. If you work as a chef, getting a burn debuff can happen, yeah. NP level, we are at NP 3 at the moment. He needs a double, yeah, we need a double chat. Got lucky with Bazette. If I save from now till the summer event, I can save up for 2 pity. Ark and Scotty. Nice. Yes, definitely try. And yeah, that's the other thing, chat. Like definitely start thinking about like saving and like trying to have enough for summer and stuff like that. There's gonna be stuff that comes out in the interim though that's gonna tempt you, so you gotta stay strong if that's your real goal. I don't hate anyone, it's just the game could be better. Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's like I lament some of the poor choices that are being made with regards to the game, but like I don't know who's responsible for that ultimately at the end of the day. I've offered up my theories and my opinions on that, but I think it's at least like an interesting thing to talk about some, but we've already like discussed it to death. And it's like, to me, I don't see any real point in discussing it more until we have like some new piece of info or something. Gold, Lanza, Parvati again. These rolls are certainly streaky. You can actually save for pity in 6 months if you have finished all the game content and can't get any Saint Quartz from quests. Yeah, pretty easily actually. The devs usually give out a ton via campaigns. You get quite a bit just from logging in and playing every day. You get quite a bit from bonding over time. And, you know, again, there's various milestones and other stuff that get completed. Somebody missed events because I started playing back in 2021. Yeah. I mean, at least the good part is like now with the Evocation Festival, you're not like missing out on stuff permanently anymore. Like you're missing out on the story. And I do think they've definitely got to like start bringing the story back. In fact, like that's one of the weird things that we had is we had the Christmas evocation today, and they actually had Santa Altera that someone was asking me about the other day. So she's now in that, and they basically made the statement of you're not going to get the copies from her or from the evocation festival. You're going to have to do the main interlude to get the copies. And I'm like, good, right? Like I think that's kind of what they need to transition the Evocation Festival into, is they need to start releasing the main interludes for these events so that people can experience the story. And then, you know, again, like just transfer some of the stuff from the Evocation Festival into the main interlude as it comes out. Now we just need BB coins? Yeah. Yeah, BB coins are one that no one's going to let go until they actually do it. This Annie has the potential to give a lot of quartz. I think every Annie does, right? I spent 90 gems and couldn't get her. My condolences, Kamui. That's how I give the advice to give a job that fits, as sort of an old man PSA. Oh yeah, there's definitely like there's the idea of like working a job for money, right? But like I think there's something to be said about like, hey, this is a job that you're probably going to have to work for a good portion of your life. Make sure that you like don't hate it, right? Like everybody hates their job to an extent, but like don't keep working at something that is just like driving you into the ground. Which I need to take my own advice in that regard, but like it is what it is. My career path is more or less locked in right now, and the only way out is if chat makes me world famous. Except most of the time, the event nodes have worse drop rates. You just get to double dip because of currency. Yeah, a lot of the time, the events are just more efficient, but it's like you said, it's double dipping is why. I'm trying, Cat. Thank you, AFK. Cat needs to be tech-tone to get out of his job. I mean, the tech-tone route would be to immediately announce like, oh, I didn't get NP5 Bazette. I quit this game. I hate this game. This game sucks. It has so many issues. And then like move on to another Gacha game and start talking about how it's like the next great thing, right? Like, I don't know. At the end of the day, to me, that's not me, right? Does it have to be famous for something good? No, it just has to be famous for like me making money to actually continue with it as a job. Cat waiting for the release of Yes, I'm waiting for the release of Boom player, they give the follow. Isn't your upwards momentum to challenge your father to single combat for the rule of the firm? No, I don't think I'll have to challenge him to single combat. Cad quits FGO for Tower of Fantasy? Yeah, it's not happening. What do I do for work? I am a CPA. If you don't know what that means, I'm just a very accomplished accountant. 2034 CAD coin is on the rise, and CAD Corp is the wealthiest corp ever in the US. NP4. Let's go, chat. One more. They hyped up PGR and then they quit in a day because it was too hard. And I've at least said, like, I'm not sure something like PGR is for me because I feel like it would drive me insane. But that being said, chat, I did apply for the Wuthering Waves content creator program, but I haven't heard anything from them. So I don't know if that's like I just didn't get accepted or like they're still deciding, you name it. Yeah, CPA is certified public accountant. Let's make it a double, just assault the believers. I'd be okay with that. Stream your Agni Kai with your dad. What is my Agni Kai? Is Wuthering Waves still alive? It hasn't even launched yet. They're getting set to do their second closed beta test. Feels like it's been nothing on their front since forever. I think it's because they took a lot of the feedback from the first closed beta test and they're trying to like not make the game a Genshin clone, even though that's 100% what it was meant to be. Would definitely be good for views, lots of hype. Yeah, like I said, I'm keeping my eye on it, but I have no idea if it'll be anything I'll like or not. Wasn't Wuthering Waves Epic exclusive? I assume you'll be able to get it through a launcher on their end. Like, calling it Epic exclusive is probably like, oh yeah, but it's just not on, like, Steam. When Agni Kai is basically a duel, I gotcha. But it could be a better Genshin clone? Oh yeah, I don't think that's actually hard. I think it's really easy to be better than Genshin. The Mishima? Yes. Is there a gacha that's going to launch a global and then close in a month? Yeah, it was the shit, what was it? I don't remember. Was it Love Live 2 or whatever, or something like that? Something around that, but it's like, yeah, they launched global here in February and they shut down in May. Which is just wild to me, but it's because like global is a thing, but they're shutting down JP, so because JP is shutting down, it's also shutting down. It's like a 13% chance to occur. Let's go. Cad will try to do One Punch Man scam. Yeah, I mean, and I've said this before too. Like, I'm not sure that I want to be like a gacha game content creator in that regard. Like, I don't mind being a content creator for FGO because I love this IP. But like, I'm not like that big into gacha games. I feel like a lot of gacha games are kind of chores and I just don't care about them. Obviously, they got hot women, but it's like, Chad, I can mod hot women into any game I play nowadays, so. Nicotina, they give her the 14 months, sorry. Got lucky with NP3 as well. Nice, congrats. Ooh, MLB Black Grail's the bigger win there, ironically enough. Love Live Sif was my first gacha. Nice. But yeah, it's like, I don't want to sit here and like disparage other people playing other gacha games. I just don't think it's for me. Suzuka. Excellent. Another rare person. And part of the thing for that as well, chat, is that like I've tried other gacha games, and ultimately at the end of the day, one of two things occurs. I either determine I simply don't have the time to juggle it on top of FGO, or I determine that this game is a scam. And in some cases, both. Can't love Tower of Fantasy, right? Yeah. Like, I tried out Tower of Fantasy. I think it was interesting, but ultimately it just didn't stick with me. And I think it's also because, like, and this is the issue I think I might have with Wuthering Waves too, is like, I'm not sure I care too much for like the actual aesthetic, right? Like, I think I might like a more fantasy aesthetic, but to me, in a weird way, Genshin doesn't really do that for me. I don't know why, but I like don't think of Genshin as fantasy. And I cannot explain why that is. Like, it's a completely internalized issue with myself. I might try Ever Crisis because of Sephiroth. Yeah. I know my buddies Zephyr and Steve usually play the Final Fantasy Gacha games. Actually, I don't think Zephyr does really anymore, but that's because Zephyr, as far as I know, quit like all the Gacha games that he was playing because money, right? Chat, like that's ultimately at the end of the day when you're playing a lot of Gacha games, especially if you have any capacity to spend money, it's rough, I think, and it really begins to tempt you. Yeah, Princess Connect is just weird. I don't understand that. Only Gacha I like is Star Rail. I don't play it nearly as much as FGO. And I think that's probably because like you like FGO and Star Rail is probably the most similar equivalent to it. And I like low key, I think that is 100% what Genshin, sorry, what MiHoYo was going for with Star Rail. Is I think they realized that like part of the issue with making a like live service gacha game a complete action oriented game was like, oh crap, like people need to like be able to like set the game down at times because it's a mobile game, and it's like, I don't know, it's why I've said before, like to me I don't really feel like Genshin's actually much of a mobile game. Star Rail, I think Star Rail is a mobile game. Genshin, I don't really think so. I think Genshin's in a stranglehold and they can't go too heavy on fan service. Yeah, I heard some rumblings, chat, and you guys would have to tell me, but it's something about like China was trying to like actually pass legislation that got rid of all gacha games, which is like, holy shit, like the balls on them. I'm actually like impressed, but I heard it didn't actually work. The voices tell you to pay, get louder the longer you play. Yeah. Crunchyroll's trying to kill the One Punch Man gacha. I don't think Crunchyroll actually like wants to be in mobile gaming, interestingly enough. Have I tried Star Rail? Yeah, I've played it. I played it for like the first 2-3 weeks, and then I just said like, I'm good. I got to the point where I had done like, you know, like the second week solid of chat, what was it? The stupid roguelike mode that they had. And since stocks went down a lot from that, yeah. How big of a difference is NP5? I mean, from NP3 to NP5, there's certainly some difference, but it's not a huge one. Like, it's all in the damage capacity, and I'm gonna tell you, like, you're fine at NP3. Quit both due to the gearing system. Yeah, ultimately, I think that's one of my issues with it as well. Oh, would you have continued if Himiko was a blonde? No, I mean, like, I actually quit, like, right before Himiko came out, I think. Or maybe it was, like, right after she came out. But, like, Himiko was hot. Himiko was the hottest thing that game had, at least at that point in time. There was a huge marker backlash. The big companies lost, like, 10 to 15% value overnight until they backed off. Yeah, it's interesting because I'm like, I just really wonder if they had even thought about it, if they had even talked to anyone about it, and they're just like, all right, we're just gonna pass it. Kind of then blamed it on a rogue administrator. Yeah. Well, I know like China over the years has they've passed like legislation like limiting the amount of time people can play video games and stuff like that. So good for Kafka or Silverwolf. Definitely. But yeah, I think Himiko was out on release, but she didn't have a banner, right? I think that's what it was. I don't remember. Or like maybe I just didn't get her with my initial roll. I don't remember, chat. She has never had a banner. Okay, so she's just a perm. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's now it's been long enough that I've definitely forgotten some of it. Just children, right? Yeah, I believe so. It was how long kids under, I think it was like 18 or something, or 16 could play. And there we go, chat. Complete. So not bad. Not a bad haul there. All done. Yep. That is NP5 pretty much on average. Like that is expected. How many did it take? Chad will have to give you the final call there. I think it was 1020 or 1050. Would having both Scotties plus a friend support do enough justice to NP1 Bazette? Yeah, I have NP1 Bazette on my JP. She's fine. Counter meta begins. Counter meta begins after I clean out my inventory, chat. I think you're like 15 or sorry, 500 below average. Yeah, this is a fantastic result. I'm A-okay with it. Worked out in the end. Mm-hmm. Like I said, there was a period there where after NP2, it kind of went doldrums for like 300, 400 courts. And then like we got the NP3 and I was like, oh, okay. We're ahead of schedule now again. Not quite sub 900. Yeah, I'll take it. It's definitely fantastic. Done enough NP5s to get a feel for how much it usually takes to get their CAD? No. And the reason I say no is because, like, chat, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that, oh man, when there's not pity there anymore, it can get bad. That's all I'm gonna say. It can get bad. I have been on the bad side of that a few too many times. So I don't expect anything most of the time. Like I said, the only thing I expect is that she was probably going to treat me better than JP did. And you know, once we got the first copy, that assumption was out the window. Like I just said, okay, well now we know she didn't for the original copy, but it's anyone's guess from here, right? Also, chat, I would just like to point out only Kyo. She bookended. That's got to be a terrifying number of Kyos here. For Bazette, should I get a second to pin first? Ooh, that one's difficult because a lot of the time you're going to want to do like extra attacks with her. But yes, I do recommend the mana loading just so that you can have an easier time of like brute forcing charge with her. Okay. Go into your box and see 50 Kyos. Oh, it's probably worse, chat. All right, first let's take a look at the haul here. How did I get that? Oh, right, rolling for Faker. Did I not combine that after I got it? I don't think I did. I guess I could keep an esports reigns, but like I don't care. I gotta be honest. I don't really care about the esports stuff for the most part. Okay. Oh god. Oh, why? That's so many. Okay, then we got Bazette here. Oh, that's the base. I never understand why it does that. And people say the rates are bad. I mean, usually the rates in FGO are just, as I like to call them, they are brutally fair, right? They are brutally honest. Like, there's none of this like hidden bullshit that, you know, a lot of other gacha games try to do where they like, oh, we have the actual rate up rate of like 1.5 or 2.0%, and then like, okay, sorry, no, not the actual rate up rate, but like the rate of rolling, like let's say an SSR, right? And then like what a lot of other gacha games will be like, yeah, we have that, but then it's like, I don't know, something like only a like 33% chance of the rate up. And then you're like, oh, okay, so it's a 1.5% chance, but it's actually only a 0.5% chance of rolling the rate up. And they're like, wait, that's terrible. Hold on. Like, so FGO has that, but it's like, it's a 1% rate, but it's like, again, it's 0.8. So it's like, it's not bad in that regard. It doesn't mean you can't get spooked. Lord knows I've gotten spooked. But like, I cannot imagine playing some of these games that have a ridiculously low rate up chance because, oh, I think I would lose my mind. I think I would lose my mind with how much I was getting spooked in them. Okay, that looks like even Nikitic. All of my 4 stars are rare prisms, chat. Feels weird, man. As for how many Kios? Let's see. It looks like that's 5 on the top row, 5 on the bottom row, and then 3 rows in the middle with 7. So 21, 31 different Kios. Better than Blue Archive, which has rate up at 0.7 out of 3%. Yeah, that's freaking wild, right? Like, those gacha games, you should plan for Spark Pity every banner. Yeah, like and that's what I'm saying. Like, FGO, its rates suck. But I think the lie is all the other gacha game players go like, yo dog, our rates are so much better, you have no idea. Like, our rates are better than yours. And it's like, no, you're getting fucked too. Everyone's getting fucked. The house always wins. They always have a way of making money off of you. Like, there is no way in which they don't, right? It depends on the income rate. Yeah, that too. Like, and I've talked about this before. Like, FGO is actually super generous with the amount of currency it gives out. People don't want to admit that, but it is. But then like you compare that to some other games and like, oh, we'll set the like the actual gacha rates really high. We'll just never give you currency for it. And so that kind of just results in people having to, you know, basically pull out the wallet every time. Your army of Kios, yes. How many Kyo coins? That's a 3-star, so it's what, chat? It's 2 coins for a 1-star, 6 coins for a 2-star, 15 for a 3-star. So it's 31 times 15, whatever that is. I'm new to the game. I have Oberon, Koyan, and NP3 Morgan. Damn, that doesn't sound like you're new. That also sounds like you're doing really good. I'm looking to get an NP5 servant, but I don't know which one I should get this month. Do you have any recommendations? I mean, the Valentine's banners have a ton of units in them, so yeah, there's certainly some decent ones you can pick from. Honestly, having like the setup you already have, you're well equipped to like handle quite a bunch of stuff. It depends on like how much you want to spend money, Dragon. But like if you're gonna spend money like in FGO regularly, then you can roll something here and then like double back in May to try and get Castoria. Because Castoria is the big pickup in my opinion, and she's not coming out until probably May with whatever will be our, I think like our 20 million downloads campaign. So that's where I would try. But in the interim, there's a number of good units. It's kind of difficult to say without seeing like more of your account as to like what 3 stars and 4 stars you have, because some of the low star units are actually really serviceable in the game. But let me take a quick look at the actual Valentine's banners. I don't want to like I was gonna say an option, but I want to actually like see before I stick my foot in my mouth here real quick. FGO is way more generous than like everything else I've played. Yeah, I think that's like FGO's rates suck, but the game is super generous. It's always been this way, and so people just live and die by their gacha luck. And it is what it is. Okay, so other servants on rate up are Seatonai, Ketz, Lartoria, Mabe, Artemis, Scheherazade, Europa, Dioscuri, Janako, Bradamante, Vitra, Tamama would be a good one. Altera, Mordred, Sanzang's not bad herself. Anastasia, Artoria is not bad. Drake's not bad. And like none of these are bad, right? Like it's just for a new account, some of these will be like really nice. Particularly if you're like already buster oriented, like Altera, Mordred, Artoria, Drake, Europa. Yeah, those would probably be pretty decent ones. Tamamo's a really good support for you. And then any number of like the single targets are probably also going to be where you're going to have a rough time. Like if your Morgan Le Fay can't quite get the job done. So, but that would be my recommendations. What's my take on NA accelerating the schedule instead of swapping events around to fit in Bakin for the GSSR? It could be either, especially at this point. Like normally we assume they're going to swap stuff around, but they actually don't have to do that much swapping this year, so I'm not going to be surprised if they just accelerate Finn. Especially given the fact that we are now like way ahead of JP. Like we're basically an entire week ahead already, and it's only February. So I don't know why, but we are. I think the thing that I hope is I hope we get like 6.5 sooner. I hope we get like I don't know, like some sort of acceleration just to getting the story out quicker. It's usually a nice thing if we do. Artoria, we know there's a free copy in the future. Yep. Yeah, and I'm only approaching this from the perspective of like I assume Dragon is going to be wailing, since if he hasn't been playing long and he already has that much and he wants to roll an MP5, that's pretty telling, right? Oh yeah, no, that's actually true. I forgot. Start Dash campaign could be going on right now. So if you're getting a lot from that, that might make a lot of sense. But I commented on Reddit that FGO is always more generous than Genshin, but some plebs say I'm wrong because Genshin has pity, but FGO doesn't. Again, someone talked to me about this the other day that like people are still commenting on the fact that like FGO doesn't have pity, and it's like, do they not know? Like, and I think it's also the public perception that like the pity is really bad, because I think the community thinks if it keeps complaining about it that they'll get the pity amount lowered. And I've already said this before that like the pity amount is set where it is in FGO at a very high point because economically the game gives out a ton of free currency. So if they want to lower the pity amount, guess what else is coming down? You're not getting as much free currency anymore, chat. So like, I don't know. I think like that's one of those deals where like the community doesn't quite realize what it's doing, but this is also where it helps to think of things from a dev perspective to try and look at it from their like reasoning as to why they did stuff. When you do that from time to time, you'll actually begin to realize, oh yeah, this is why this is the way it is, right? And that's usually, if you can think like a dev, you can kind of anticipate their like some of their choices, some of their like plans. We don't have good pity, but we have pity. Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I've said, like, I'd just rather the pity system, like, get more bells and whistles, work a little bit better, rather than them focusing too much on the amount. Like the fact that like FGO doesn't in any way, shape, or form keep track of how much you've rolled for a unit. It doesn't work on higher levels of the NP. It doesn't roll over to another banner. Like that's kind of where my focus is. Yeah, generating game currency doesn't cost them anything. Yes, it does. Think about that. Actually think about that. No, I'm not like saying this to like go in on you, but like I want you guys to think about this, that whenever they give out currency, you spend less on a banner. And I know it's coming from the standpoint of, well, okay, but I'm free to play, so I wasn't going to roll anyways if I didn't have the currency. True. They don't care about you. This is a terrible thing to say, but they don't care about you. And it's actually true, right? Like, they want you to still keep playing the game. In that regard, they care about you, but they don't care how much money they make off of the guy that's not spending any money, because you weren't going to spend money anyways for various reasons, right? Like, it could be philosophical, or it could be, I'm just broke as fuck, right? Like, and any one of those scenarios are going to cause you to not spend money. The problem here is me, chat. I'm a whale. Okay, I spend money in FGO. Every single free quartz they give me is less they make off of me. Think about that, right? Because I'm going to keep going beyond whatever the free-to-play amount would have been. So the amount that they give naturally impacts their bottom line. They don't care about it. Yeah, I didn't mean to like depress you all, but that's, again, try to think about it from their perspective as to they have to kind of tightly control how much currency they give out. Because again, chat, like let's go ahead and use Genshin. I know people hate when I do this, but like using the Genshin example, imagine if Genshin gave out as much currency as FGO does. You would hit pity all the freaking time. You would never spend any money in Genshin. Genshin would never make any money as a result. And MiHoYo would be like tearing their hair out, wondering how the hell they were going to fund Zenless Zone Zero, right? So that is kind of how it works. And that's why I've said before too, like the house always wins. The gacha game will always get it. They'll always find a way to get money out of people, one way or another. Even taking something like Azure Lane, where people tell me that the gacha is insanely generous. Everything I've always heard about Azure Lane is that they make all their money off of skins. So it's like they still find a way to keep the game going. It's really dependent. Yeah, and I think it is too, right? So it's like that's the only thing I want to call you guys' attention to, is that yes, even though it's like this free currency, please keep in mind that there is a reason that they give out as much as they do, and they don't feel like giving out more, right? Obviously, we as the player chat, we want them to give out all the free currency. Oh my god, please, yes. But from a dev perspective, they don't want to. FGO should monetize costumes. I'm only okay with that, Erd, if they actually, like, give us more costumes. Like, they give us some costumes, but it feels like we get trickle fed on those. So if they're going to monetize them, they need to step it up a notch. They need to be really high quality. They need to actually start, like, producing them regularly. And then I'd be okay with it, right? Because it'd be very much an opt-in type of thing where it's cosmetic, so it's not impacting the game, but it's also like, hey, I get like continual value. It's not like I bought a stamina potion and it's used up and it's gone. It's I bought something that my character will now have in perpetuity until this game shuts down. So I think like, yeah, there's at least like some value in doing something that way. And I think it's if you're gonna find a way to do microtransactions, that's probably the least scummy way. You mean glasses and bunny ears aren't real costumes? I mean, chat, like, chat, what's the Japanese term for glasses? Megane? I think, Megane and, like, obviously, like bunny suit is, like, hot AF. So it's like, it can't just be the glasses. It has to be like the glasses and then like a librarian outfit or like an office lady attire or something like that. And then yeah, like it can't just be the bunny ears. It's got to be like the sexy bunny outfit, right? Ken is a man of simple taste. I am. Megane is hotter than Bunny. Mate, I guess you're just not gonna like things that I have planned, Zaruku. Give us Extelos costumes. Yeah, and interestingly enough, it's not like they have to do too much, at least in the onset of this. They don't have to do really any like planning for what stuff they want to release, right? Because it's like you got people screaming from the heavens like, "Oh my god, I just want to see Saber in a suit," right? Like there's various outfits that people just already want because they already exist out there in the fandom. So you can have glasses wearing girls take them off and suddenly become beautiful, or you can have girls wearing glasses flashing those cute grins, or have girls stealing the protagonist's glasses and putting them on like, ha ha ha, got your glasses. That's just way too cute. Also, boys with glasses, I really like when their glasses have suspicious looking gleam, and it's amazing how it can look really cool and just be a joke. I really like how it can fulfill all the... Yep, that's definitely a copy pasta. It even truncated on you right there. You didn't have enough to complete the line. Cad, how do you feel about the Santa Saberface buffs? I think they're okay. I think Janta's is like pretty crazily strong in retrospect. And Salter's is kind of what I expected because I knew they weren't going to want to break her, and they also got rid of one of the last true intuitions in the game, so I'm good with it. Thanks, Sabuki. Yeah, I figured as much. And before it's revealed that the FGO dev team is just one dude and can't program all this stuff in. I don't think it's one dude, Chili Cheese, but I do think it's like, it's probably a lot less than people actually think it is, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the animation department is like anywhere from 3 to 5 dudes. And like, that's it. Right? So maybe it's more than that. Maybe I'm underestimating it, but I would not at all be surprised to like find out certain things like that. Now they only need to fix charisma. I mean, not every charisma needs to be fixed. It's a very like straightforward skill, but charismas are at least good, right? And I think at the end of the day, a lot of this just boils down to like skills like intuition back in the day were just not very good, and they've largely become like redundant due to the fact of like other sources of star bombs being a thing. So I think stars are just a real issue that the game has at this point, and it's something that they're eventually going to have to address, but we shall see. Okay, so I should be able to just go bum 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 bum. Bum 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 ba bum bum ba da da. So I need 5 MLBs, and I will probably get that. Mayo, they give it the 16. And Dragonborn, they give it the follow, if I didn't say it already. So now that intuition is done. Oh, no. I said it's one of the last. It's not the last. Intuition's not done, chat. you still have more. How did Bazette rolls go? They went pretty good. It was about 1050. There you go. Yeah, it's actually pinned at the top of chat. Glasses on glasses. What was the thing I saw? The thing I saw was like a TikTok, and it was like this couple, and basically this like super hot chick with a fat ass goes walking by, and the guy's standing there. It's like in the mall. He's standing there with his woman, and he checks it out, and the woman looks at him, but he's wearing like an entire like biker helmet with like, you know, like opaque visor, and like she can't see what he's looking at. So she sees the woman and she looks at him, judging him, and then like he pretends like he's not looking at anything. So she lifts up the visor to see what he's looking at, and then he's wearing like snowboarding goggles underneath that. And then like basically she takes that off and he's wearing glasses underneath that. And then she takes that off and like the camera pans away for a split second, but it looks back and all you see is like this like basically like black face because he's wearing a like a bodysuit, and she's like, huh? Like it's not his face after all. And then like she takes the helmet off and he's facing the completely opposite direction because like obviously he did look, but he's trying to like basically con her into thinking that he didn't. Yeah, he was born ready, right? Like so I just thought that was really funny. They need to fix all the blood sucking. Yes, I do believe vampirism. There's a couple skills that I think absolutely need some like quality of life tweaks at this point. And I think it's like if they want vampirism to be special on units like say Vlad and stuff like that, then like give Vlad more, right? Like give everybody the 30%, but give Vlad like I don't know 50, or like give Vlad like you know like the extra effects. Like I think his vampirism already has been buffed. But like, yeah, you have other people and like their vampirism rounds out at like 27.5%, which nobody wants to lore. So I think it's like really stupid that they kind of have handled it that way. But I hope that as we go forward, they start to address some of that. Super suck buff, yes. If the costumes made everybody look like butlers, kind of. Yeah, that'd be really nice. Every skill with a decimal value is a sin. I'm kind of okay with it as long as it's not the final value that's decimal, right? And if that's the case, then yeah, I completely agree. It should not be. None of my 4 stars are locked. So I don't think I will have enough for well, I might actually. Holy crap. I was gonna say I didn't think I'd have enough for the 5 MLBs here, but it looks like I got a ton of the 4 stars. See. Maybe so it also saps attack, giving you a buff and enemy a debuff. That would be cool for a vampire. Yeah, I am surprised they didn't go like that route of like, hey, it actually leaves some sort of like malice on the enemy. Like they should be like anemic or something afterwards. Cough, cough, concert U. Yeah, concert U is definitely one of those ones. Okay. Is there a limit to how many times they like buffing units? I think the record at the moment is 5 buffs for a unit. Someone would have to tell me if that's been beaten, but I believe that's how many. There's, I think, like 2 or 3 units that have been buffed that much. Yep, just enough. Is that Emiya? Emiya's had 2 buffs to his 3rd skill, 1 buff to his middle skill, and an NP interlude. So Emiya's only at 4, I think. I think Vlad is one of them? And maybe like MHX. And I don't trying to remember because I don't remember who the heck has a lot. Luna, thank you for the follow. If it's buffed, it's yellow. If it's double buff, it's red. Yes. Yeah, there is ways to easily tell, but like it's been a hot second since I've thought about that. MHX is 4? Okay. Then maybe the record is 4 and not 5? Could have sworn we had someone at 5 though. Okay, so how many of this CE did I get? Enough for at least 1 MLB, which is good. Actually, there's definitely enough for 2 MLB, but depending on how things shake out, I may or may not want to like MLB at all until the end of the event. So let's see, that's 1, That right there is 2 and still 2 more. So basically that's enough for 4. I wouldn't be able to I would basically gain an MLB okay, yeah, it's actually worth MLBing here then. Because essentially I would gain a +1 from having an MLB, but lose 1 socket, so it'd just be net even. Carry on my wayward son. Is the unit a Saberface? If yes, then more possible buffs. I mean, maybe, right? Like, but the two Saberfaces that got buffed here had not been buffed ever, so it's like I'm okay with that, right? Like, I think like in general, all the welfares kind of needed a pass. But yeah, in theory, there's no limit to how much they can buff a unit. And I do think that's like low key that they've built in the potential to like do more in that front. Actually, I guarantee you I'm still over the CE cap, chat. Yep. Holy cow, I am over that cap. We're gonna go ahead and MLB that sucker. It feels weird. It feels like the case files event isn't over, but it is. Like in my brain, that time hasn't passed. I'm just double checking that filter to make sure. Don't need that. What was the CE bomb that I was leveling? Looks like it was this one. Okay, we're going to go with acquisition here. I do not need another origin bullet. I do not need another Saint's Vessel. I do not need another demonic Bodhisattva. I'll leave the rest there for now. Yeah, let's switch this to held. That obviously can all get eaten. Wait, is this my first copies of this? No. Why was it not? I have 2 MLBs of this already. Why was it not grouping that up? Okay, I don't care about a third MLB of that. Okay, let's do that. Did you find a solution to the Santa Ultra charge? No, I was sitting there like working at that. Me and Avalon talked, and it's like I couldn't really come up with anything that I thought actually worked too well. Like not without using like Kuro, right? And I think at this point, like I don't want to have to include Kuro in comps. So chat, I'm skipping CEs that I don't know if I have like MLB of it yet. I love CE management. It's the worst part of post rolling. The worst part. I definitely got to get in the habit of like cleaning out my Cs ahead of roll sessions, and that would actually help me out a ton, I think. Pikadoteru, Jack, Da Vinci, Jonta, Kiara, Kuro. Well, it's going to be Jonta at that point because that's the only saber face. But the actual answer is Lily. Take that. Yo, Bondage, let's go. %'s the 2 overruns in a K-scope. Yeah. I mean, she's always had the 10% refund on the back end, though, so I don't think that's the issue, really. Oh, crap. That's level 50. Okay, I hope I have another CE. Yep. Looks like I do. If you're using Kuro, it's not like she benefits from the coin. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of messy in that regard. In that sense, I don't like how they handled it, but it is what it is. TF2 and FGO share a single house plant. I see. Kind of wish they gave her 2 stages of overcharge instead of 1. That's what I was saying, because that would have at least rounded it out to a nice even 30%. Instead of a, like, scuffed ass 25%. Oh, you definitely should see U-Bomb. If for no other reason than it's just going to save you QP in the long run. Okay, we're almost done with this chat. Gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna combine any of my 2 stars and lower just because, like, I need to actually, like, sit there and, like, roll out enough to make more CE bombs. I haven't done it because I've been so busy. Also, again, chat, don't forget to do your Grail casting for the month. Now we can actually work on our actual unit here. Oh, crap. I forgot. Event bonus is worthless as a filter. In this event, everybody is event bonus. Everybody. Thing on 10 grails now. Yeah, I have to, like, I'm debating on whether or not I just want to go ahead and spend my shit or whether or not I want to wait for a success campaign. But it be what it be. Actually, hold on. Do I have foes? Well, I have a gold foe, so that's kind of dangerous. But one foe, really? I just realized that's what the devs have been doing to me. No wonder my mailbox is filling up. Wait, am I that full? Did I not burn the servants, chat? Is that what my issue is? Yep. Goodbye, Keo. I am sad that all of those were rare prisms. But I use grid in the small setting. It's actually really hard for me to hit it on stream. That's also why you see me looking down. Okay, what was I doing? Right, we were going to go get foes. Because I needed space. Okay. Now we can actually start friggin' leveling her. Holy crap. Was Dobriny NP5? Yeah. Who's my next 120? It's already in progress. I'll show it to you in a minute if you remind me. Is your account out of the state where you have NP5 all permanent 4 stars? Pretty much. Unless they're like a newer one, right? Oh, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? Get off of that faux page so I don't accidentally spend that gold faux. Okay, so my issue is partly that I have... Yeah, who are our new units coming up here? We've got nothing through Chaldea, boys, so... Next one should be Sea Monster Crisis? No, wait. Yeah. Yeah, it's Trung Sisters is the next one. Holy crap. Okay, so we got a long time, and those are sabers, but I don't think I really need to save the saber ember specifically for that. So we're just gonna go ahead and throw some junk in my trunk. There we go. And then now I should just be able to do the normal adding. Got it. I grew without training? No. Easy ascension. I bulked up, huh? Ancient Celtic combat gear? No, it's not too tight at all. Tighter, in fact. First, second, or third ascension for Bazette? I don't know, chat. Which ascension? Forgot about the Grail tiers as well. Yeah, that happens to be sometimes after a Grail front. Okay, so that's all I had of that. Now I can actually go get some experience. Let's go ahead and pull out my 1 and 2 stacks because they just bloat. How are we doing on this? 99 days. I'm going to pull out that one. I'm going to pull out that one. And we should be good. Okay, there's an 11. So chat, what this process is called is, again, you can see this is my mailbox. I've stacked my mailbox. And basically, I'm now pulling out the smallest packs first of embers here. So that regardless, whenever I roll out again, I'm just further like stacking. I really don't have to care too much because at the end of the day, with the way lottos kind of work now and grail casting, I'm probably just going to end up dumping like all of those embers the second Tesla Fest rolls around. 120, not on my NA, unfortunately. How many rolls did it take? 1050. It's pinned at the top of chat. The most recent ones for the New Year's poster, yeah. I don't think it's plain at all. Like I die unless I'm in a suit or something? I think some of the songs are stuck in the request queue. This is definitely not my music, so it's playing some people's at least. Who is the next 120? I haven't finished leveling her. Get the nice level.
Konnichiwa, Master. 私はマナナン・マクリール。もちろんバゼットでもありますけれどね。この姿ですか？何でもよかったのですが、せっかくなら再臨のついでに。
Chat, by the way, this is bridal Bazette.
おっと、照れ隠しに中で暴れているようですが、当然気にしません。彼女は実際可愛い女性なのですから。似合っているでしょ
Bride event win. Yeah, I'm actually surprised they haven't done more like that, but for whom though? I don't know. I just know that they did talk about it one of the times that like her design, this third ascension is basically like her bridal form. Do you like her A3 NP animation? It's extended to show in bar. I do. Like I think like at first, I definitely preferred the first two Ascensions, but I've come around to liking the third some as well. Like, I don't have any issues with it. We have Crane and Heavy now too, right? This should definitely be, like, actually, like, having an event about, like, stitching everybody one. And the final Ascension chat.
思い知りました。人間、着慣れた服が一番だと。やっぱり私は仕事着が一番落ち着く。似合っていたのに残念。それはどうも。別にもう着ないというわけではありませんので。しかし私が思うに。マナナン・マクリールは与える神聖です。ルーに空風林にリルムット・オディナに。そんな神聖が私をよりしろに選んだということはどうでしょう、マスター。
I think the god thinks you're cute, and I agree with him.
意外と包容力のある家庭的な女性というような評価になってしまうのでは。
Like, she definitely is a cutie in that regard. It's actually canon why she swaps back to Ascension 1. Yeah. The more bride units are just costumes? Either or, right? Like, I would love to see them just do more, right? In the same way, I think we also need a bunny event, and I think we also need like our like race queen event. I wanna see like all three of those, chat. More fan service, please, right? Oh my god, I actually ran out of embers at 89 out of 90. Really? I'm okay, chat. Not like I don't have more. Okay, that should be enough. I don't know why I didn't just do that. Bright Arteria, exactly. Have you done this month's Grail casting? I have not. Like you guys can see here, I am sitting on 5 grails. It should actually be what, like 7 or maybe even 8. Let me actually go see. Yep. So it should actually be 8. What's up, CZ? Thank you. Appreciate it. You cleared me, chat. Should I just save up for Castrian May? Yes. Yes. I think that is the smarter play. Even though Bazette is very nice. Oh, right. Chat wanted to see who my next 120 Grail is. It's sorted on bond level, but here you go, chat. There's the next target. She's already been grailed to 102. I've even dumped some members, but not very much at all. So again, she'll be the next one to go. And it should be relatively quick. I'm anticipating that I should have enough. Like, I think if I threw everything in that I have for her right now, like you guys can see, I have 110 of the Archer Embers already. So like, if we get like any sort of capability to farm 5-star Embers, which we will, she'll be done. And I think I can probably get her there either by or during Tesla Fest. I haven't read Hollow Ataraxia yet, so I just know Bazette as the pretty lady, and that's fine. She's a very pretty lady. Okay, let's do her skills now. And I already kind of talked to you guys about them in that regard. Where'd she go? Yeah, Bazette is an alter ego, so as long as you guys have been here doing lottos and have like your FP and stuff, or sorry, your QP and stuff like that, like she's really easy to at least take to 7s, okay? After that, then it becomes like, okay, how much do I actually want to spend? How many, you know, crystallized lores do I have? All that. This is where I'm going to tell you, get the charge skill, absolutely 210. To me, then the other 2 skills are very much on a like need basis, but I do recommend getting everything to 10, 10, 10 on her. She's a unit that, like I said, you really want those cooldowns on her. And you can see, it's not like I'm not in a spicy situation right now. I have very low shells at the moment. Yeah, there's no content that's designed around Grails. Which is also, in an interesting and weird way, is also why the class score system is totally extra. Like, you do not have to embark upon the class score system. Because they can't design around it. Does Black Grail work on her? Yes. Any source of NP damage will increase her damage. It's really nice. Just discovered what the Grails were for, and he's grailing all of his favorites. Yeah, I mean, I would just say if it's a new player, be very careful. Don't use your Grails at first, because a lot of the times your perceptions of things will transform over time, right? Oh, sorry, Luna, I did not see your question. It's probably pretty tough to answer, but when should I use my Grails and what servants should I use them on? Okay, yeah, so there you go. So like, don't use them right away. I definitely recommend playing the game some first, you know, for a couple months at least, getting to know more of the roster, more of the units. You may discover that like units you thought you liked, you actually don't care as much for. And then units that like you never thought you would have liked, you're like, oh my God, I really like this unit. Like now I've seen their personality. I've seen how they sound, how they attack, how they function, and I really like them, right? So that's why I say like, give it some time. You'll learn who your favorites are. And then as you get more settled in, your account gets more time to develop. Then once there's not as many pressing needs for your like resources, I'm talking QP and embers, that's usually when you can start to think about it. The thing with this is, for most people, it's a lot later than they think it is. Because, and the way to explain this to you guys here is the amount of like embers it takes you to take even a unit from say like 90 to 100 is the amount of embers that you could have used to level a unit from 1 to 80. Okay, so consider every time you grail a unit up to like even just 100, you are potentially costing yourself like another 4-star or something being leveled, or like the good part of another 5-star being leveled. So that's why I tell you guys, like, usually it's better to have more units than to have a grailed unit, but it definitely depends on the units. And some people choose to go with the quote unquote hard carry. And like I said, that's up to them. But as for who to grail it on, I refuse to tell you, because grailing is something that you should do for love. Like, absolutely. It just needs to be whoever your favorites are. That is how you will get the most, like, bang for your buck from it, right? Like you'll be the most satisfied by grailing units you like, rather than trying to, like, grail for gameplay meta or something like that. Because again, if they're your favorites, you're just going to enjoy using them and you're going to want to use them anyways. So a little bit too, grailing can also kind of help out with, oh, maybe they're not the most meta unit, right? Maybe they don't do as much damage or something like that. So grailing them up can actually help them in that regard. It can make them a little bit more of a like robust option for you. That is the entire premise behind it. It's to try and make your favorites better. And I think it really works. Follow your grind, yeah. If she get your pee up, give her the cup, is the old say. And it's grotesque, but it does apply. Yeah, it's no problem, Luna. And again, sorry I didn't see your question right away. Summer Kiara and Space Ishtar are my first big grails. Yep. Yeah, like I said, the reason I also caution you guys to wait a little bit before you do is because a lot of the problem with this is like, I feel like newer players are way more tempted to grail for gameplay, because especially if they get stuck in content at any point, they go like, oh crap, well if I just grailed the unit, it might save me. And it's like, well, hold on. What if you didn't, and then like you took your time, you developed the account, you got through it naturally, and then you can grail whoever you want. So the thing I'm trying to save people from is what I like to call grail regret. There are definitely people that I know that have had grail regret where they, you know, and I'm going to say this, like people that have grailed, for instance, say Herc, because they thought Herc was really, really good, and then they almost never use Herc, and then they realized that like they actually just didn't care that much the longer they played, and they wish they hadn't grailed him. It's not like they hate Herc or anything like that. They just wish they had the grails to use on someone else. So again, that's kind of my point here, is like, give it time, get more used to the game, get more used to who's in the game and the actual overall roster, and kind of learn who you want, right? Guy is awesome as a character. Yeah, and that's the entire point. Is like, there's nothing wrong with grailing Herc per se. It just comes down to like what your motive is for grailing, right? Like, if you're grailing just to get yourself out of a bad situation, it's usually not a good idea to grail. If you're grailing because you're like, oh man, I really like this character, and I wanna like make them the best I possibly can, probably a better idea, right? Where's my Bazette? Where is she hiding? Okay. So I got 450 smackaroos here. Today's artist has some nice cayenne works. Nice. Very nice. Grailing 10 levels, about a 10% damage boost. It's never going to turn a servant you don't like to use into one you do. It's never going to turn a servant you don't like to use into one you do. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's going to turn a servant that you like to use into something that's more manageable to use, right? Like, maybe it's like, oh man, I really like let's say like Nobu Archer or something like that. And you go like, okay, but like Nobu Archer just hasn't had like that huge damage increase and like has a hard time holding her own with maybe like some other archers. But if I grail her, I can kind of use her a little bit less like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like worriedly, I think like less concernedly, where I can like say like, okay, I think she'll do better damage now. I think she'll actually be able to like kind of be good. And again, it's going to come down to like, do you actually like and want to use Nobu, right? And I still don't know how these guys come up with these awesome Qingong comps in order to switch out with other characters. It's not too hard. Qingong is a pretty like straightforward guy, but it is at least somewhat convoluted with how like the order change in party works. And as long as you understand order change in party, you'll be good. Going to 100 plus is rare for me. I think that's okay. Yeah, and I've talked about this before too. I think like 120 plus, sorry, grailing over 100 is way more of a thing for people that have multiple MP levels. I'm not going to say it's just whales, because obviously people that are like free to play can have enough copies to 120 someone. But I think it's definitely a coin issue, and until coins like get some sort of like fix or ability to be farmed, you're not going to have nearly as many people 120. I think the day they allow coins to actually be farmed outside of the gacha is the day that you start to see the entire server like just start actually like 120ing people. And I think that'll honestly be an awesome day. I think you'll actually get to see a lot more 120 units on rosters if that happens. Yeah, the easy like sort of points and tips that I can give you with regards to Qingong is going to kill the leftmost unit in the party. So other than himself, he will not kill himself. So just keep that in mind, and that usually helps you solve like how the rotations are going to work. Praying they do Dobrynia justice and buff that battery skill to 30. Yeah, Dobrynia is definitely one of them that I really want to see them like at least do something more with it. Blank coins win. Okay. By completing section 2. Well, damn, if only I had completed section 2. But that's not going to happen until tonight at reset. So basically in 30 minutes. Okay, so this is Lancers chat, but we're still gonna go for it. I still wanna like try it just to show you. Sonic's actually got the right CE on. You guys can see I was running a Morgan Le Fay comp. We're gonna go ahead and switch gears over here. Or will I? Oh, what node was I doing with this? I think we're okay with this. I swear, I'm going to keep hitting that event bonus, and it's going to keep messing with me. Every stinking time. Yeah, and chat, you can see again, it displays no buddy points here, right? Oh, it does seemingly have an impact. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, that's unfortunate if that's the case. Okay, so then we're going to put Bazette up here up front then. I didn't think it did. That is beyond stupid and poorly designed if that's the case. Like I will call that one out right now. We're going to go ahead and basically plop in all of the 4-star CEs, because the goal here is to get my point bonus CEs as fast as I can, just to kind of help this out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and throw my Shisho in. Can I fit Morgan? And then maybe go Mash here? Which I just took her out of the party, but... Yep, okay, so Mash works, so any 2-star or less should work here. I'm 1 point off of a 3-star working. Unfortunately, I don't think I have like any 2-stars available, so it's probably going to be this dude. Actually, that's not true. Ironically enough, Qingong is an option here, because my Qingong is not super high level on bond yet. Okay, we're going to do that. We've got the Plagasut. We're going to do that. We should be good. I will. So, chat, if that's the case, then here's how we're gonna do it. Basically, we're gonna make it so that my Scotty's in the front and the support Scotty's all the way in the back, and then rotates in. That is one thing I do know is plug suit rotation does not impact buddy system. Vindication? Yep. Hey, like I said, chat, I will definitely admit when I'm wrong. Dang, I just assumed supports wouldn't matter. As far as I could tell, it didn't, but I may have, like, not tested it correctly if that's the case. I got lucky enough with MLB Valentines, which is then immediately took it to 100, which I didn't get knowing the way broadly. It's the best damage refund in Vuln Piercy. Yeah, in that regard, if you don't have other good options, it's still a very good C. It's definitely not a, like, gotta have type scenario, but it is good. Okay, chat. Let's turn this sucker on. So, let me see here. I could do Bazette, or I could give this to someone else. It doesn't actually matter, because Bazette's got that 50%, so it's probably going to be the case anyways. We'll go ahead and give that to Scotty. I'm going to give her that. We're going to go ahead and not swap for Morgan, as that will brick the comp. Okay. So she might accidentally kill that, but if she do, she do. Okay, she didn't. So here's your Ascension 3, chat. Okay, thankfully it still had to attack. I was about to get very angry there. Okay, so you can see Castoria invalidated that one. We're gonna dodge here. So this is interesting. I could probably just kill it outright, but we're gonna focus instead on charge. Ironically enough, we'll probably not get enough to refund here. Booba sword? Yep. Muscle memory is gonna F you? Oh, it absolutely will. Absolutely will. But it is the optimal play. Okay, so we did refund there. That's excellent. You can see how you're gonna get back to NPs with Bazette is those quick crits and the arts crits. You're not going to get there from her Fragarak countering. The Fragarak counter only generates like anywhere from like 1 to 3% charge. And no matter how much they try to attack you, you're not going to get that much for it. So a lot of it is just going to boil down to like that sort of thing. So just to make sure, again, I don't brick, I'm going to kill the stupid idiot there that's going to buff. Although Leonidas might taunt, which will just be annoying. So again, chat, welcome to potentially 3-turning a node. It'll be a 3-turn as long as Leonidas actually attacks. And that's how it works. It's not the fastest clear, but it does work. and it go vroom. Bro, what is that damage? Yeah. And chat, I cannot stress this enough that I haven't used Bazette, so she didn't have any like buddy bonus or anything. She obviously had like her normal damage bonus, but like this is me using Bazette against a counter class in effect. Would Mash work well with Bazette? Again, anyone that can protect Bazette will work well, but the issue that you're going to have is having enough charge to actually get her back to her NP. So, yeah, it's definitely NP5 and 100% damage bonus. But consider as well that, like, I don't know how, but like, yeah, somehow my capture card failed there. Okay. So that got it, and holy cow, that got us a lot of the silver there. But you can see, like, what's gonna mess you up in this regard, chat? Yeah, so I actually don't need that much, so I'm gonna go with Profits MLB here. What's actually gonna mess you up are enemies that don't have to attack you. Okay, so Bazette has taunt, but the problem that you're gonna run into is when an enemy waltzes right up to you and goes, I'm gonna heal myself or I'm gonna buff myself. Your capture card got frag-racked, yeah. So that's always gonna be the problem that you'll run into is whenever an enemy does stuff like that. You just need to be mindful of it, watch out, and do something about it. Oh, I didn't switch Bazette's form. I wanted to show you guys the other one. We still should have enough to actually do that, though. I'm being very slow and methodical here so I don't accidentally press the wrong thing. Okay, so this is also a bad scenario. Whenever I don't have enough charge to brute force it, and I just got dealt, like, basically all of Bazette's cards. So Bazette needs to kind of loop under her own power here. And unfortunately, I don't have a lot. Basically, if I had realized it, I might not have swapped for the other Scotty, and I might have kept Castoria in. Okay, good. We did at least get a kill there. And hopefully them attacking her gets her to it. It's not. Oh, just enough from the counter. Holy hell. Oh, I probably landed right on 99%. That should not have happened, but it did. Okay, and again, the whole reason that sort of thing is kind of important is because I didn't have enough charge built into this comp. I have 150% charge plus Bazette's 20% from her mana loading, 50% from her charge. So there is 220% charge flying around. Bazette has to make up the difference with her cards. Time to command seal. Yeah, I mean, you can do stuff like that if you need to, but. So it's Gacha inside the Gacha? Yes, we put Gacha in your Gacha because we heard you like Gacha so much. Okay. We'll go ahead and pop that. Because the big thing I want here is to actually kill the rock hard lizard there. How good is Bazette in Grail fronts? As long as you can keep her NPing, she'll deny and destroy people. It's friggin' hilarious. Gets Bazette counter to get him back to an NP. Yeah, and that's exactly why I know how lucky I got there. Like, I cannot express that I should not have pulled off that NP. So it worked. It shouldn't have, but it worked. Update almost 6 a.m. No Bazette. I'm going to bed. Hope you enjoy punching people to death. Thank you, Boom. And again, I'm sorry. It's been so long since I experienced getting fucked by face card orientation. Pretty fun. Yep. And honestly, in that regard, like I said, she's just a fun unit to use from that standpoint. She's not like any other unit in the game. And it's fun to have a new toy, in effect, right? Like, to be able to, like, do stuff completely different from how you have been doing it. Okay, so this one should be a lot nicer. Profit showed up again, so we're going to do that, and that should actually be fine, because now we're going to be running MLB Gold, or really every gold that I can run. I do also have at least the 1C there, but that's going to make things espacito. Okay, so we got to probably dive down to probably a 1-star or a 2-star here. Looks like a 2-star can work, so the gong's coming back. Okay. We'll leave Gong in that position. And then let's remember to change which form she's in. Chat wants to see the second form. Whoops. Oopsie, did not mean to do that. Okay. When is Tesla Fest again? March. Calling servants toys cost toys you cost buddy points. Wait, what do you mean? I'm out of lures. I need Annie. Oh, will cost me buddy points. I see. I see where you clicked. You're damn right I did. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm proud of it. Thanks for the artwork. Convinced me to get NP5 Bazette. No. Darty, what's up? 5 years indeed. Jack, can we get some love for Darty's 5-year anniversary? He has been a long-time supporter of the channel. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you very much. But yeah, I had hoped that it would not convince anyone to roll, but unfortunately, artists do be doing good work. We're going to go ahead and do that. I did not get all the Bazette cards for once, which is good. Here, I'll turn the sound back on as well here. Or... I guess you guys are not going to get to hear the sound, unfortunately. Okay. So... I could try to generate more stars here, but it's probably better if I try to generate more NP here. I'll do the YOLO over event. Got lots coming in HSR. I need to see how lucky I get there. I see. That artwork of her is pretty hot, indeed. So the good news here is we at least get that, and you can see that got me like 5%. We at least get that that nice hit of the basically like the casters there to help out. So I'm gonna have to use one of the Scotty charge skills, but this time around I at least have basically a Bazette quick card. So we're gonna lead there with that. Basically try to set up her quick card here to get extra NP gen. Now the good news is, again, as we start looking into the future with Mighty Chains coming, Mighty Chains are going to be something that'll actually help Bazette out, because it's going to allow her to, even when she gets like the Buster card, get a little bit better NP generation. And so you can see the quick card with that 6 hits is really doing work, but like, again, it's going to come down to a little bit of card RNG, a little bit of RNG of the enemies, but you can actually manage to 3-turn most of the nodes with just Bazette. It's just also not that fast, so that's kind of one of the reasons that a lot of people won't go for it, because it has a actual chance of failure, and some people don't like to fail. God, that's just gonna kill, and that's gonna be hilarious, but we're gonna go with it. Thinking in my farming node, exactly. When is NA expecting Mighty Chain anniversary this year? I just gave Oberon chocolate. That was pretty funny. Yeah. Just playing my PS5 and vibing. Doing pretty good. Today we got pretty decently lucky on the Bazette rolls, so I'm okay with that. It's always better to be lucky than not. Holy crap. So, yep, there you go. You can see Bazette is just actually shredding this stuff. Do I have enough AP for another run here? Because if I do... I'm just shy. I was going to say, if I did, I was going to show you guys the first form, but Who would give Oberon anything? You. Does using faux pas on her cards help the NP? No, it won't help the NP, but it will potentially at least help damage on her cards. Usually the card damage isn't too much of the issue, but you can have scenarios where when you take her into a challenge quest it is. Because, like, trying to do her in something like this, like farming with her, which you probably shouldn't do regularly, it's just fun to do every now and then. It's kind of like doing a farming node with Van Gogh crits, right? It can be done, it's just not always going to work. But the way to think about it is, like, yeah, you're going to come up against some break bars where a lot of the time what's going to happen is basically you're going to pop a bar, like, on the outset. You're going to do it while Bazette has her NP. And then Bazette is going to Fragarak counter that next bar. And then that next bar is going to be sitting at 1. Okay? 1 HP. Here's the problem. What if the Fragarak counter doesn't kill? Or what if you just didn't have enough to even, like, break one of the bars with cards in the first place? So that's where card performance is going to matter for her. You're going to definitely want it. You're going to be wanting to get overkill hits, wanting to get her back to her NP, wanting to get crits. But you can see, like I said, I used Castoria there. Castoria really seems to work out quite a bit because she gets that extra little NP gain. She gets that attack up. She gets that arts up as well. That's going to help you if you land on the arts card. And you get that invuln to try and protect you. So in a weird way, I know it's not that logical, but that's actually one of the more consistent ways to do stuff like this with Bazette that I've found, is to still use your Scotties, but then to try and bring somebody in the third support slot that can give both charge and protection. And that usually works really well for her. Congrats on your luck. Nice seeing people do well. Yeah. Like I said, I'm always happy to be lucky. Failure. Hiya. Castoria saving quick. I mean, in a weird way, it's happened for. How much for my NP5? It was $10.50 for NP5 Bazette. And it, yeah, I'm happy with it. Like, some people sit there and be like, oh, that's a lot. And I'm like, you're right, it is. But for NP5, it's not. I have had way worse, so I am A-okay with it. If only Rain said NP gain up. Yeah, that'd be really nice, right? Like, I think there are ways that they could make Rains a much better option for people. Because right now, I feel like Rains and Waver, while they're both still good at what they do, I think for just pure brain-dead farming, a lot of the issue here is how good Oberon is, and they need to find ways of making those two in particular, to me, stand out, because as it is right now, Oberon is the best neutral support, and that's hurting the people that are like neutrals like Waver and Reigns, because they don't ascribe to any card type. Oberon does. Oberon is a buster like support in actuality, but Oberon is so good that Oberon is also the best like neutral support for that, for farming purposes. And it's like, yeah, I think there's definitely some issues there. Like, they've kind of made Oberon be so good in that regard. That's crazy lucky, yeah. I got MP2 with 1 pack, nice. You've got MLB Black Grail, Oberon, Go Burr, yep. And especially if you got a unit that can actually touch that. So, but yeah, it's gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of stuff in there about like trying to pop bars with Bazette, and that's gonna be what's really nice and important for her. Reigns being limited justifies her being better than Waver, though. I mean, to a degree she is, to a degree she's not. Like, to me, Waver's the better stall unit. Reigns, on the other hand, I think is better at like focusing on like one damage dealer and like getting them to kind of go, right? Also, if I didn't say it earlier, Shindelays, thank you for the follow. I totally missed that one somehow. I'm getting bad right now at paying attention to my activity feed, and I don't know why. But chat, I think this is going to be it for me tonight. We spent the entire night on FGO, and I'm okay with that. it's definitely a fun night. We got to do a lot of rolls. I got to show you guys Bazette finally. I'd been meaning to prior to this point on JP, but again, I didn't feel too bad. I knew Bazette was a good unit, so it was like one of those deals where it's like, oh no, if I don't show people the unit, they might go and roll for the unit. I wasn't worried about it. I knew she would take care of you guys. So, good roll, Cheston overall. Yes. Tomorrow I'll probably be back. But chat, if it's rough, don't blame me if I cancel. Like I said, it's been a tough week. So I will try to stream tomorrow. But if I just don't feel up to it, it'll be a thing. And so it be what it be. I was just checking chat. I don't really know anyone on, so we're gonna go ahead and end stream again. But again, thank you guys for hanging out here. Like I said, hopefully I'm back tomorrow. If I cancel tomorrow, though, I'll probably be live Saturday or vice versa or something like that. So it'll be what it'll be. But again, hope you guys enjoyed. Good luck to everybody that still plans to roll. And again, have a happy Valentine's Day.